lot of disaster going on with Joe Biden. I feel like we've got economy, border, crime, a lot of really very positive things to be happy about.
Well, we were talking before the show that we all kind of agree all of a sudden that Donald Trump is batting 99-1.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the whole derailment thing again to Jeffrey Epstein. And I got to tell you, I'm starting to feel, I've been getting bashed by some of our YouTube mafia people saying, stop talking about Epstein. How can you, I mean, you can't just say, well, forget it, unless you say, the Democrats always win because they all stick together.
Yeah.
I mean, and their motto is, we don't give a crap what we have to do. The ends justifies anything they have to do. Republicans are never that way. So we're going to have to say, screw it. Whatever happened, it's over. We can't prove the evidence. And in fact, my buddy Kevin's a Delta pilot, and he said, I'll bet you what happened was there's 50 guys, and they know about having sex with young girls at Epstein's place, and they're in Congress and the Senate, and if they get outed, they're all going to have to quit, and the government will fold. I mean, and that was the original. Remember when it first happened? Yeah. Oh God, I wonder how all those congressmen got on tape. Well, either that's true or it's not. If it's not, now I heard your show with the professor from Harvard who said
Alan Dershowitz wrote his big thing and said, "Look, I represented Jeffrey Epstein back in the day. There's nothing that Trump is involved with here. There's no, I think he said in his editorial on the Wall Street Journal page, there's no sitting member of the government that is right now involved in any of the Epstein evidence." And so, look, what I would say in general, we addressed it off the top of the show. I mean, I think you have to, but until something else changes here, I'm not sure what else you can say. Look, if there's people who are pedophiles, I think they should go to prison. I think Tim Burchett, congressman from Tennessee, said they should be hung. I don't really disagree with that either, right? I think we could have the death penalty for people who take advantage of young children. I don't think that's a bad idea. But I don't control, you don't control what the evidence is. Here's where I would say big picture we are. There are a lot of people out there all over the country who feel like, hey, if you entered the Capitol on January 6th, the government came after you with every single measure.
They looked at your plane tickets, see if you charged any plane fares on your freaking Visa. Remember that? The credit card scams to go after people to see if you were in the area to try to nail you down.
I think there are people out there, and I don't disagree, who feel like you will be prosecuted to the ends of the earth if you have the wrong opinions and you are somewhat conservative leaning. Meanwhile, if you are on the left, there are virtually no consequences for anything that you do.
They got away with it. They got away with a coup against Donald Trump. They got away with a coup against their own president. And they're going to get away with the Biden family. Whatever happened to the depositions of the bankers of 150 flagged transactions of money laundering? Whatever happened to that? How come they aren't being called in before Congress? How come Ghislaine Maxwell's not called in before Congress? What do you know? And who did you see there? What is her testimony doesn't count? Or they afraid they don't want the answer?
Yeah, look, I understand why there's so much frustration. And this is why the analogy that I've made, and I say this as the lawyer, is there's a reason Lady Justice is blind. And the idea is that we should treat everybody, weigh the guilt or evidence on the scales of justice, irrespective of what somebody's race is, what their gender is, what their politics is. Well, let's treat everybody evenly. And I think the frustration that many people have, myself included, is it does not feel like we have an even-handed justice system, and it hasn't for some time now.
Well, I mean, in fact, Donald Trump even mentioned Christopher Wray today. And Cole, I mean, this goes back the last 4 years, the politicization. I mean, to me, the biggest scandal that's ever happened in American history is the Biden family cover-up and the politicization of the DOJ. It's 100 times more than Watergate or anything else. And frankly, I want to get to the bottom of it. Those people should be put in freaking handcuffs and perp walked on TV.
And I think that's the frustration. That at this point in time, a lot of people out there, I think justifiably, based on the evidence that they have seen over the past several years, there are no consequences. Unless it's somebody like Menendez, who they just throw out because there's no value. They know they can replace him with some other Democrat senator. And it allows the illusion illusion of even-handed justice to be applied.
That's a bug bite. That's a nothing.
I agree. I agree with you on that. And so I think, look, we're starting off the show talking about that. I think it is primarily, based on everything that I have seen, a failure of communication. Because let's start there. Pam Bondi gives out part one, the binders. She says she's got stuff on her desk. And then when you suddenly come back and say, actually, guys, there's nothing here, it's a record scratch moment. And a lot of people justifiably say, wait a minute, you led us to believe there were going to be consequences for people who, let's be honest, is there anything worse than someone who takes advantage of young kids? I don't think so. I think it's the worst thing that you could be charged with. I think it's the worst crime you could be in prison for. Even worse than murder, I think, oftentimes, because, two adults get into a fight. I think people out there can say, hey, I can understand that. Somebody takes advantage of a 6-year-old or a 3-year-old or something like that. I don't think anybody out there says, hey, you know what, I can excuse, like there's some sort of defense for this. There isn't. So I think it's the most heinous thing you could be accused of.
In fact, I was thinking about this today, driving in today, and it's bad enough if you're abusing a child, a 4, 5, 6, 7, 10-year-old, whatever that. But if you're grooming or taking advantage of a troubled young girl who, like these runaways found at bus stops or whatever, 13, 14, 15 years old, who are obviously having psychological problems, and then to take advantage of them, and look at, Virginia Jeffrey killed herself, for crying out loud, because of all the stuff that happened. I think it's even worse where they were grooming a young girl who could have saved her own future, who could have been something, who could have ended up in college or at a training program or anything. Instead, they turned her into a sex worker at the age of 13 or 14 or 15 years old. It's just destructive and unconscionable to me. I don't know.
I agree with you completely. Now, within that construct, Trump ran on 3 major issues to me. Economy. Right. We've got a record high stock market. We've got inflation that's basically non-existent that came out today. People's wages are growing faster than the rate of the cost of goods, which did not happen under Biden. He ran on the border. 20-plus year lows of people trying to cross the border. I think he had to go all the way back to 2003 based on the June numbers. So border has never been more secure. And he ran on crime. Positive. Crime, violent crime, murder, is on a level of decline that could set records modern day in this country in terms of how rapidly it's declining. Economy, border crime. I said for years, this is an election. Hey, EBC, it's as easy as EBC. He's delivered on all 3 of those things. So sometimes I think we can get lost because people have a natural pessimism. When everything is not perfect, sometimes you can get lost in the overall progress while still being frustrated with individual deals, 99-1, like you said.
But not only that, he's basically taken over the issue of 2 wars and refugees and the Middle East and peace talk. I mean, the man has changed the world. And not only that, every single day, Donald Trump opens up his freaking office, has a president, says, let's talk. I mean, no one's ever done that ever. There can never be another American president like Biden who will come out, who will have a press release and go hide. I mean, the country has been, I hope people realize that they've never seen this before. I mean, if you're 20, 30 years old, believe me, you've never had any experience like this. And look at all the things Donald Trump has done in, 5 months? I mean, it's unbelievable.
Well, this is why I look at everything through the prism of optimism, because I think you also have to consider that Sunday was the 1-year anniversary of Trump coming within a quarter inch of having his head blown off. And just think about where the nation would be if that assassin had succeeded on July 13th in Butler, Pennsylvania. Sometimes you can get frustrated because the progress isn't exactly as you would like to see. But I think we have such an embarrassment of riches that he has accomplished so far, and what he can still do, and hopefully he'll be able to keep the House, and maybe you guys can finally win a Senate seat down here in Georgia. That you should have won.
Republicans, though, I don't. I mean, please, God. Georgia Republicans really need to get it together, and maybe maybe the governor can do it now that he's not running. He's not going to run.
Yeah, we had him on the show Monday. And he was great, Brian Kemp. And look, I think you got to pick somebody who can win.
That's right.
Right. This is you correct me if I'm wrong because you're on top of this better than me. 3 straight Senate elections that should have been won by Republicans that ended up
to
lost.
people who have no business being
That's
in the
correct.
Senate, especially being Southern
right.
Democrat. Like whatever happened to Sam Nunn and those guys? I mean, defense experts and so forth cared about their country. I mean, these freaking people. We have a trust fund baby to documentaries and a police hating, military hating, phony minister. Who was never convicted of trying to kill his wife. That was never a thing. He didn't try to really run her over. There was never even charged with it. So let's be careful with the wife knocker.
I think, by the way, right now, the SEC Media Days are going on in Atlanta. I'm a big college football fan. I bet a lot of your audience is as well. Georgia is the only SEC state that has a Democrat Senate member, even one.
Yeah, I know.
And y'all have two.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, it's crazy. Just look around. You got every other SEC state that is right now going on with SEC Media Days has double Republican Senate seat holders, and you guys have two Dems.
Well, Atlanta is huge as a statewide voting bloc, and Atlanta is liberal. Atlanta is gone. Atlanta as a political entity is hopeless.
And by the way, I think I'm correct in that. Some of you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm a big college football fan, and I believe every SEC state is double Senate Republican except for Georgia, which has two Democrat senators. So you guys may have a good football team. You got a good football team, but you are failing when it comes to leading the country.
We got a new quarterback. I mean, this could be a fun year. I mean,
look, Kirby Smart has won at an unbelievable level, and Georgia has set the gold standard for the last 7 or 8 years in college football. Flip side, you've really screwed up in the Senate.
Yeah, I know. I really now, Flounder, how are we doing? Are we okay for a couple of minutes, or what do you want to do?
Absolutely.
I know you're going to go catch a plane, stuff like that. I want to talk about the game last night.
It was amazing.
And plus some, Pete Davis, of course, our sports expert and so forth. We'll talk about this a little bit later on officially, but the calling the robot umps.
Yeah,
that was a huge thing, and the swing on the sweet three swings playoff final for the.
It was incredible. Yeah, for people who did not watch, first time ever, I believe I'm correct in this, because they've had controversy over how to end a game that ended in a 9-inning tie. They had it was kind of like penalty kicks in soccer. They had three different batters get 3 pitches in theory, and Kyle Schwarber went 3 for 3.
Yeah.
Used to play for the Braves back in the day, and just hit 3 moonshots, and the National League wins. The other thing I thought stood out about this game, one is an incredible atmosphere. Props to the Braves.
Yeah, what a time.
Major League Baseball needs to apologize for pulling this thing 4 years ago.
That's right.
But on the positive side, the Hank Aaron tribute.
We're going to play that a little bit.
So good.
Yeah.
So phenomenal for anybody out there that is an old school Braves fan. The 7-15 tribute on 7-15 was a brilliant idea, perfectly executed.
His 500th home run anniversary as well. My wife and I were in the stands when he made the record way up in the rainy night. It was drizzly. We were out. We almost left. We said, he may come up again, and boom, bam. I mean, I've never heard a noise louder in public, a public expression of joy in my life than I heard in that stands that night.
Yeah, no, it was, it was a phenomenal scene. I love everything the Braves have done to build the Battery and all the surrounding community. I bring down my kids. We can stay at the hotel
here. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's and the station and everything else. But it was a tremendous success for the city of Atlanta, state of Georgia. I just wish Major League Baseball would officially apologize for screwing up in 21.
Especially since we had the highest black and Hispanic turnout in the history of the state. It's easier to vote and harder to cheat.
Yeah,
and they lied about it, and they're still lying about it.
Which should be the goal.
Stakey big fat loser Abraham is still lying about the Georgia voting rights.
And by the way, so are a lot of Democrats.
Yeah, I know. And by the way, again, Democrats are the only. The Democrats have so far not said one word about the crackdown on anti-Semitism on college campuses. We're going to talk more about a guy just got taken off his chairmanship because he wants Iran to bomb an American military base. Good God, they say these things out loud.
I got to tell you, this is one area where I think a lot of Southern colleges got it right. I saw the Georgia State Troopers carrying the protesters off the campus. I mean, that was a viral moment. Yeah. I thought it was absolutely phenomenal, the way that they handled it, and the fact that they did such a great job with that.
Yeah, I know you got to get going here. We got guests? Are those your guests?
I don't know who that is, but I'll say hi.
Well, listen, I thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You're welcome here anytime if we'll whatever you need to do. And say, stop hiding Buck. Once in a while, people like to get Buck the hell out of Miami. My God, man.
Bring him to Atlanta. I appreciate y'all. Keep up the good work.
Anytime. Thank you so much. You got great shows as always, and it's 3:18 already. Kimber Pete Flounder and Lord Breyer in the back and Clay Travis. All right, look out. Here we go. Look out.
Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Cowart for the weekly radio show Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. This week's guests are Clayton County Clerk Shanae Clemens and Cobb Clerk of Court Tanisha Phillips. Tune in on Saturdays or catch up on all past episodes wherever you get your podcasts or at the podcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at ATLbail.com.
Hey, it's Flounder, and I've got 2 pieces of advice. Marry the girl of your dreams and get the ring at Solomon Brothers. That's what I did. I recently tied the knot, and my wife loves jewelry. So when I heard about Solomon Brothers' Christmas in July event, I was back in the store. Santa ditched the sleigh for a surfboard, and Solomon Brothers is celebrating with 31% off everything. Rings, necklaces, earrings, you name it. It's all 31% off for the 31 days of July. Premium pieces, unbeatable prices, and serious brownie points. Solomon Brothers is Atlanta's only 5-star rated jeweler with over 3,000 glowing reviews. They're the preferred jeweler of the Braves, proud partner of the Dogs, and official jeweler of Georgia Tech. So whether you're popping the question, shopping for your wife, or just want to treat yourself, Solomon Brothers is the place. So come see us at Solomon Brothers Jewelers on the 17th floor of Tower Place in Buckhead, on Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, and on Fisher Crossing Drive in Sharpsburg. Or shop online anytime at SolomonBrothers.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Echo and Howard Brothers. Summer's here, and Howard Brothers has the Echo gear to get you through it. Heat? Bring it on. Overgrown grass? Not a problem. From trimmers to blowers, chainsaws to edgers, Echo Power Equipment gives you the power to tackle every job without breaking a sweat. It's time to get your Echo equipment from Howard Brothers. They have the know-how to match you with the right tool right now. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Echo and Howard Brothers.
An investment in your home is something that will pay off in the future, but it's something that you can enjoy right now. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. A beautiful new garage door, entry doors, and windows are an investment you can love every day, and they will increase your home's value, energy efficiency, and curb appeal. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and high-quality work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garage.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check them out online at atlturfgo.com.
By texting 26022, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Tax Lien Code. Message and data rates may apply. Terms apply. Available at taxliencode.com.
Imagine waking up and not needing to rush. No commute, no emails, no boss. Just coffee, sunlight, and the freedom to choose. That's the power of tax lien investing. It's been around for over 200 years, used by banks, hedge funds, and the wealthy. And now, finally, it's being taught right here in Atlanta. It's secure, predictable, passive income backed by real estate and mandated by state law. And it pays you, sometimes 15 to 35% returns. You don't need to own property. You just need to see how it works and how to do it right. We've taught over 100,000 students, and we'll teach you for free at a live masterclass right here in Atlanta. If you're ready to start building real wealth through tax lien investing, this is it. Text EARN to 26022 to reserve your free seat. That's EARN to 26022. But hurry, seats are limited. Text EARN to 26022.
Ah, yeah. Really a little heavy metal to get your heart pounding here on your hump day. 2019, Metallica brought their World Wired tour to Finland to turn in Union, drawing almost 1% of the country's entire freaking population to the concert. The show at Kantola Event Park in the city of Härnösand was attended by 55,000 people, about 1% of their entire population of Finland. 2019. I can imagine the people of Finland enjoying Metallica. I guess they probably all speak English. It's kind of a... Well, there you are. And our Kimmer Pete and Flounder, we haven't even said hi. We got Really nice to have Clay Travis in. He was down the hall, and it's real nice of him to stop in there, too. So nice.
I don't want to correct him. Did he say Kyle Schwarber was a Brave?
Yeah, he did. And I thought maybe, I don't remember him being that, but he said it, so I thought he'd probably right because I don't know, and he's a Braves fan. So is that, I don't remember him being a Brave.
Don't think I agree 100% with his play there, Lou.
No, I don't.
Started out with the Cubs.
Yeah.
They went to Washington and Boston, and then Phillies the last few years. So I wish he was a Brave.
Yeah, But anyway, just for the record, and again, and by the way, we're going to talk a lot about the game last night. I mean, it's a thing. We're talking about Atlanta and this stuff, and also. Well, we just have to call it an actual Kimmer outing. I mean, I hate to even, tell the little people.
We found something out about this, Flounder, that Kimmer will actually go out to a bar if it is located literally across the street.
Has to be across the street.
From where his ass is.
And there's got to be a couple of Kimmer babes leading me around, too. If they, say, come with me, and I'm okay. So.
Oh, it's by the way, one of them inquired as to where I was that first segment, and I told her that Flounder and I had a bet to see which one of you two guys, you and Clay, could out-talk each other and not let the other one speak.
Well, I know which one made that comment to you, too, by the way.
Maybe you did.
I can guess. I can know exactly which one. Anyway, we'll talk about it. First of all, I didn't even do the whole start off yet here. We have a birthday list here, and by God, I did this this morning at 5:42, and I'm going to tell you the damn birthdays, including Corey Feldman is 54. Corey Feldman was the guy who played Mouth in The Goonies, Teddy in Stand By Me, and Edgar in The Lost Boys. And Corey I Googled this a little bit to see what happened. Corey Feldman and Corey Haim, two child actors from years ago.
Corey Haim.
Haim. I'm sorry, pronounced Haim. You're correct. Corey Feldman and Corey Haim claim they were both raped by adult men in Hollywood, and I believe that Corey Feldman, well, one of the two Corys claimed that, I think it was Corey Feldman, claimed that Charlie Sheen raped him when they were teenagers. And there was it was a documentary about it, and I don't know anything about truth or false. I'm just telling you it was a thing, and it's in his birthday, Corey Feldman is 54. On this day in history, and this was a big one, 1945, the Manhattan Project yields explosive results. The first atom bomb tested in Alamogordo, New Mexico. There was Enrico Fermi met with the Navy Department at Columbia, said, we have this fissionable stuff we can use for military things. Albert Einstein drafted a letter to Franklin Roosevelt saying, nuclear chain reactions have a great potential for nuclear weapons as a weapon, as a bomb. They set off, Enrico Fermi in Chicago, University of Chicago, set off the first fission chain reaction And then in 1943, Robert Oppenheimer began directing the laboratory at Los Alamos. And Teller and Fermi, these guys all got together, achieved critical mass. On the morning of this day, they woke up 120 miles south of Santa Fe. They blew up the first bomb. They moved themselves 10,000 yards away to watch the mushroom cloud and the searing light 40,000 feet into the air. Destructive power of 20,000 tons of TNT. The tower the bomb sat on was evaporated. The question was, they were going to drop it on Germany, but Germany had just basically given up, and so they said, well, we only have Japan left, so we'll drop it on them. And by God, they did. So anyway, there you go. Now, All-Star game last night. Holy cow. For a little bit about the game. Pete Davis, I thought, some things, the first time is trying to get the auto ump strike rule, and that was, and the auto thing won twice.
I saw it 2 or 3 times done, and it did a very good job, I thought.
It did.
It was quick, and it was efficient. The players were laughing. The managers were laughing. Everybody seemed to have a good time with it. How can you argue with it? I mean, that's just, it's not for you, against you, or your team. It's basically whether the square
it's true
in
or
front
false.
of you is measured right.
Yeah, and by the way, I would bet that an umpire... in fact, I saw the second one that was called where the pitcher claimed that it was a strike and the umpire called it a ball, and they showed it, and it was just barely touching the edge, but it was a strike.
They got to watch that.
But it was a strike. Now, the thing is, though, if I were an ump, I would not feel bad about calling that a ball because it really could have gone either way.
That was a ball. That's not a strike. They're going to have to work something that put the chip in the middle of the ball, and if you do half the ball in it, that should be a strike. Because, and Smoltz has pointed this out, too, if they start calling that high strike, where it's barely touching the top,
that's hard
there's going to be 1-0 games all the time. You can't
hit
hit that damn thing.
Yeah, you can't hit that ball. But the one I saw, it just barely nicked the edge, and so if that's not a strike, then they need to determine that.
They need to make it a little bit further in.
Well, but
at some point they'll tweak it.
Well, but it's like if they have a foul pole, and if the ball hits the foul pole, it's fair. If you hit a ball and it hits the foul pole, it's a fair ball.
But if they want people to score, if they want more offense, they got to fix that.
Yeah. Now, and the other thing was, what's his name? Kershaw was mic'd up.
Yeah,
I didn't even know.
Mad at Smoltz.
Yeah, tell that in case you missed it, because I saw a replay of it. I didn't see the thing live, but I was going back and forth. Tell me what he was saying and what that was about. That was pretty fun.
Joe Davis and John Smoltz in the booth. They're talking with Clayton Kershaw, and this is Clayton's fault. In mid windup, he has that big long loopy windup. Basically, he goes, "Well, what do you want, Smoltzy? What do you want?" And Smoltzy goes, "Cutter inside." And then immediately realized, "What? No, slider inside." And Kershaw hesitates imperceptibly. And it goes, "Smoltzy, I don't have a cutter." And then he says, "Son of a," and he bounces it up there. Son of a.
And then he say, "Well, I think I'll give him a little high heater or the hard heater or something like that, where there's some fastball and got him out."
Cheese. He kept on saying cheese.
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty cool. For an all-star, and I don't know I'd want to do that for a regular baseball game, but an all-star game, having fun like that, I think it was cool. I think that was really interesting.
Smoltzy should have used the line from Jim Bouton's book, Ball 4. What do you want me to do with this? On the outside corner, low with Chinese mustard on it.
Anyway, it's pretty cool. And all in all, good experience, Pete?
I thought it was one of the best all-star games. There was offense. There was a great comeback, the greatest comeback ever in an all-star game.
Yeah, 6-0. Wow, yeah.
And I'm telling you, that swing-off is the best idea that come up, and I don't know when, because that was exciting. I'm pulling for a Philly, and a Met didn't even get to play.
Yeah.
Alonso almost got the swing, but Schwarber came up there, and as Smoltz said, that's one of the greatest pressure situations he's ever seen. That's pressure.
Yep.
They were losing 3-1 in that swing off, and he hit 3 straight.
Yeah, and the last one was on his knee. It dropped to his knee when he the follow through.
A Ruthian shot.
What a cool! Yeah. That picture has got to be unbelievable, or that couple of seconds of video. I hope he's collected that someplace, because that was awesome.
I think from the pre-game to the post-game to what was going on around the Battery, what was inside the Hank Aaron tribute.
Yeah, we're going to play that.
Cool,
and Freddie Freeman.
And there,
you're going to hear Freddie Freeman
back.
Yeah.
Of course, now the Dodgers people are going to be all over. Mo Gutty's in Atlanta crying.
No, they
again,
won't. No,
like
they
yeah, they will. They're LA
the Dodgers
jerks.
will. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, the Bill Plaschkes of the world. And all
what a
that
scumbag.
Anyway.
Yeah, I've hated him to 2001. I think.
He hates Waffle House. He ain't got a clue.
Sports Center.
Try it walking around Chavez Ravine's neighborhood and see what happens to you.
Yeah, there you go. 3:33, Kipper Pete, Flounder, and Laura Bryan. And again, thank you, Clay Travis, for joining us here. Always a pleasure. We got a lot more coming up, including sports stuff, and you'll hear the Hank Aaron thing, and it's all next right here. Happy Hump Day. Look out. Look out.
Extra 106.3 app is your live connection to the station, streaming free across Georgia. But it's also loaded with all our original shows and podcasts. Listen to exclusive shows from Janelle King, Ben Burnett, and so many more. Grab the Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
You've been wronged. I can make it right. Well, I can't, but David Van Sant can. I talk about him because he's the guy. I have on my phone, if anybody keeps hitting me in my car or on my chopper, for crying out loud, and you have a problem with an insurance company, David Van Sant's the guy to call. We talk a lot about accidents because they're so common, even a little fender bender, and especially things like yielding signs and merging right-of-way stuff. Man, I every day I come so close, somebody hitting me like I have that side swiper. Anyway, insurance companies have their charts and graphs, and they don't want to pay more than they have to, and David Van Sant knows all that because he has the charts and graphs too, because he used to work for the insurance companies. But it's not only car accidents. It could be a rideshare thing, or if you've been wronged, workman's comp issues, defective products. I mean, he's a personal injury lawyer. Talk about successful. He's on the top 100 trial lawyers list in Georgia, and he's what's called a Georgia super lawyer. That is a big-time Charlie, well earned, because when they see his name coming up on the phone screen at the insurance company offices, they'll say, "Oh, rats, you take it. I'm not dealing with that David Van Sant again," because he tends to win. And don't forget, if you don't get paid, he doesn't get paid. Here's the number, 855-GA-INJURY. Online, vansantlaw.com.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well, because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Even if you've tried before and were unsuccessful in getting rid of your timeshare, call today and see if we can help. We offer a complete 100% unconditional client satisfaction guarantee. Make this completely free call and learn how we can help you legally put an end to your timeshare nightmare once and for all. You have nothing to lose, so call right now to qualify and receive a free consultation.
Call 800-838-8614. 800-838-8614. That's 800-838-8614.
Paid for by Airtime Media.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's here to tell you about a new company that is changing the way people buy their next pre-owned car or truck. At The Honest Car Guy, they offer a completely transparent way to purchase a vehicle. You pay what he pays, plus a small honest fee. You can choose any make or model. He will search the country for the best deal out there. He'll handle the paperwork, your trade-in, shipping, and even give you the bill of sale. Friends, I've done the research, and this is a buying process that you can trust. Call 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit online at honestcarguy.com.
I just received an update from the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, and the situation across Israel is historically fragile and urgent. Israel is on the front lines of the fight against radical Islam, and the Israeli neighborhoods are destroyed. Dozens of Israelis dead, untold more are injured, and the suffering is not going to stop anytime soon. So whether it's in peacetime or at war, the people of Israel know an overwhelming of ballistic missiles could fall at any moment. And when the sirens sound, and I know this to be true, you have about 15 seconds to reach a bomb shelter. But Israelis, they don't have enough bomb shelters, especially in Tel Aviv and to Israel's north, where countless attacks have been concentrated. That's why the Fellowship is working around the clock to build in place hundreds of concrete reinforced bomb shelters, each of them ready when the next rocket strike occurs. The Fellowship is deploying 60 new bomb shelters, including 10 immediate placements and 50 upgraded models with blast-resistant steel doors to protect vulnerable Israeli citizens from future threats. To learn more about IFCJ and their life-saving work, go online to ifcj.org. That's ifcj.org.
Storms, heat, humidity, your home takes a beating down south. Southern Exteriors was built for this. Now they're offering 10% off any job or 12 months, 0% financing. Hey, it's Tug. I know the team at Southern Exteriors personally. They do things the right way. Roofing, siding, windows, gutters, anything to the exterior of your home, they do it all. Call Southern Exteriors today or visit them on the web. It's 877-9-SOUTHERN and southernexteriors.co. The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Tug, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
The libtards, if you will, they need to pay their fair share. So earning 26% of the income and then paying 46% of all the income taxes, that's just not fair. Complete dumbassery.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
You know, I gotta say, Mr. Dickey's a very nice man. He was out here talking to the bullpen to one of the sales guys, and so he was going to go out the door. Now, of course, the window here where the studio is right where the door is, where you leave or come in, and so. And that's why when my little, office friend, this beautiful young lady waves and blows me a kiss, I can see her right there. Well, Mr. Dickey made it a point to not to try to distract me, so he kind of walked sideways to the door, and so I wouldn't have to think that I had to say hi or wave or something. I mean, just just a very nice thing. It's just a little.
Sure, that's why he was doing that.
Yeah.
He wasn't avoiding you at all.
Well, no, or he forgot that I was even on the air. I don't know. I'll bet he doesn't even know I'm still working here. Anyway, so that was it's kind of fun because he's so nice. He's just a nice man.
He was on TV a lot last night. He was behind home plate and he was standing talking to one of the guys there.
Yeah, I love it. Anyway, can repeat Flounder. Flounder, I'm sorry. I talked over the whole thing there. If you want to go a little musical thing there, I'm sorry. Let's talk about our boss here. 2015, a sports car belonging to hip-hop pioneer Grandmaster Flash, containing valuable vintage records. That car, his sports car, was mistakenly given away by a parking attendant. It was in Manhattan in a garage. A musician, Grandmaster Flash, was gone to park there, was gone for 2 hours, came back, and the guy said, "Oh, geez, I thought you were somebody else," and he gave it away, which is not that good. Let's see. Our birthday list includes Michael Flatley. I'm dancing now. I'm dancing. I'm taking my shirt off. I'm unbuttoning my shirt down to my belly button and dancing and prancing, and I'm Michael Flatley, the Lord of the Dance. God, I remember when this guy, old Mr. Jolly Little Double Finger Man or something, was pumping around with his little dancing shoes, and he'd have his shirt unbuttoned to his thing and a glistening chest with no hair on it.
I was about to stand up and give you a demonstration of that kind of
please
dancing.
do. Please.
I realized I only have boxer shorts on and the button is broken, so I decided.
Oh, no, we don't. No, that's good. That's fine. Appreciate it. By the way, what did your little girlfriend say about who was going to outshout the other one on the our interview with Clay today?
Clay.
Well, yeah, your little girlfriend said, well, I wonder which one's going to outshout the other one at the beginning of our show today.
No, I was saying it, and I was saying it to Flounder.
Oh.
Yeah.
I swear to God,
She was just wondering. No, she was just wondering where I was because I was very quiet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood entirely. Well,
like I could get a word in edgewise between you two. Good Lord.
What can I tell you? I'm only here for the 3 to 6. That's all I guarantee.
No, you normally get in here like around 12:30.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
Yeah, don't sell yourself short.
Believe me, I have 12-hour days. I'm not selling myself short, and then it's not even done. I start working at 8 o'clock watching Jesse. And that's what I do. I can't stop.
Don't sell yourself short. You're quite the slouch.
No, Judge, you're a tremendous slouch. Well, how do you measure yourself with other golfers? By height. Anyway, you should play with Dr. Beeper and me. 1951. You'll enjoy this, Pete Davis. A Catcher in the Rye. The only full-length novel by J.D. Salinger, published on this day in 1951.
What?
The book about published on this day in 1951, the book about a confused teenager disillusioned by the adult world, an instant hit taught in high schools for decades. Salinger was 31, and he started working on this thing in the 1940s and did some articles for the New Yorker magazine. He came out with a book, and it took the country by storm, became a Book of the Month Club selection. Salinger did not have a good opportunity to mingle with fame. He retreated to a hilltop cabin in Cornish, New Hampshire. Continued publishing stories for the New Yorker. They published Fanny and Zoe in 1963, based on
more than one.
It was but that was based on 2 combined New Yorker stories. So it wasn't what they call a full-length novel. But you're right. I mean, it was a book, but it wasn't as though he did it as a book. It was based on 2 stories from The New Yorker. He stopped publishing entirely in 1965. The same year, he divorced his wife. He had married her when he was 32. It was 12 years later. A journalist named Joyce Maynard published a book about her affair with J.D. Salinger, which had taken place more than 20 years earlier. Notoriously reclusive, Salinger died at his home in New Hampshire in 2010 at the age of 91.
I read that book about 24. I should have read it at 12. That's when you should read it, because as a 12-year-old somewhere where you're just reaching puberty and trying to figure out things, that's a great book for that. You know where he wrote the book?
I don't.
He landed in Europe at World War I and marched all the way to Berlin, and he wrote the book while they were going across France and into Germany.
Huh. Wow. That's pretty bizarre. Anyway, God, it's already 3:45. Holy cow! Let's come on. Let's play the Hank Aaron tribute. Should we do? Can we do that? What do you think? And again, holy crap! It's sport.
It's visual. A lot of it is.
Yeah. Well, but I think there's some. Let's try. Should we? Flounder. Should we do that? Or you got to take a break. Is that a break music?
Yeah, it's a break, but we can do it when we come back.
All right, we'll come back. We'll see. If we don't like it, we don't. We'll play. But just as a tribute, just because it's Hank Aaron. All right, we'll be.
We also have Scotty the Window Guy.
All right, next Scotty the Window Guy. 4:15. Stand by. Look out.
Extra 106.3 is Atlanta's home for NASCAR, and we have live races every weekend from across the country. Check out extra1063.com for the full schedule and join us this weekend for live NASCAR action.
Moldy, mildew, rotting wood, peeling paint. Is your house suffering from the uglies? Well, then it's way past time to call the siding pros of Peach State Windows. Call now and get 1,000 square feet of tough, durable Hardy Plank siding installed for only $49.95. 0% financing for 12 months and no money down with your good credit. 1,000 square feet of tough, durable Hardy Plank siding installed for only $49.95. Call today and make the uglies go away. 770-485-8011. That's 770-485-8011.
Military veterans are eager to transfer their skills and experiences to civilian life, but lack trusted connections to expedite their path to success. That is, until they meet the Warrior Alliance. The Warrior Alliance goes the extra mile to reach veterans in their communities so they do not have to take this journey alone. With over 40 partners across 10 service areas, your donation goes a long way toward achieving maximum impact for a veteran and their family. Go to thewarrioralliance.org to donate today and commit to helping the Warrior Alliance change thousands of lives for the better.
This is Bruce Hagan. The law in Georgia has changed, and it's going to be harder than ever to get fair treatment on your personal injury claim. If you have been injured through no fault of your own, Call me. You need a real lawyer, and that's who we are. We're not some TV and billboard lawyers who don't even know how to get to the courthouse. I've been a Georgia super lawyer for 20 consecutive years, and that's because I try cases and I win cases. We get results for our clients, and we can get results for you. Hagen-law.com.
Do you ever stop and think what happens when a nation forgets its own story? We lose our identity. We lose who we are. And sadly, that is what's happening in America right now. And that is why I am so grateful for PragerU. As we approach our 250th birthday, they are leading the charge to restore truth, real American history, patriotism, and common sense. We know this poison is killing our country, but what do? Well, PragerU launched an amazing initiative called America 250, and I want you to get involved like I have. They offer daily challenges and powerful short videos, all for free. And I want you to know I'm involved. I've made some videos and will be making more from our museum in Dallas. I love what they will teach you and your family, the Constitution, the Founding Fathers, and the principles that our country was built on. We are in a battle for America's soul, and thank God for PragerU. Go to PragerU.com/Glenn. Share it with friends and families, especially young people. It's free and it takes just minutes. Let's teach the truth before it's forever forgotten. Go to PragerU.com/Glenn.
I got the blues. 2014, a blues guitarist named Johnny Winter passed away at the age of 70 in Zurich, a few days after playing the Lovely Days Festival in Austria. Johnny Winter was instantly recognizable by his long white hair. He worked with some of the greatest bluesmen, producing several albums for his childhood hero, Muddy Waters. And together they won a bunch of Grammy Awards. Johnny Winter dead at the age of 70 in 2014. Phone calls taking priority. Camera Pete and Flounder with Lord Brian in the back. Scotty the window guy, you're on the radio, man. How's it going? What's up?
Hey, Kimmer, welcome home, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
For your service.
Thank you. You're worth it.
To you. Yes, and shout out to the YouTube Mafia.
There you go.
Thanks for all the kind comments about what I'm going through right now. Just will say that the 3 cancer spots, we are deleted.
There you go.
My checkup was good.
Outstanding.
But what I wanted to throw your way,
yeah.
Isn't it about time on Fridays to start Flush the Lines?
Well, it's like, it'll never happen. People don't use the phone anymore. You know, Flush the Lines. We'd have 100 callers waiting in line for an hour to go on Flush the Lines for a 12-minute section or something. But people don't use the phone. People do not dial the phone. They will not talk on the phone. The phone is no longer used as a phone.
Yeah, I would say give it a shot. Let's see what happens.
Well, I know what's going to happen. I'll sit there by myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Timmer, nobody thought you were going to get back on the radio.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That one.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
odds are better that people call on Flush Lines.
Yeah, Well, yeah.
Schenectady, you're on.
Little Rock. Scotty, thanks for the idea and the kind words, and best of luck to you, my friend. I'm glad for the good news for you. 10 minutes before 4 o'clock. All right, let's play. They attributed Hank Aaron last night. It was also the anniversary of his 500th home run, for crying out loud. And this may be a more visual than not, but you can hear some of the words. And if it doesn't work out, we'll stop playing it. But anyway, Flounder, if you will, sir, a little Hank Aaron.
And it doesn't take a mind reader to read the collective mind that's here in this ballpark tonight. They came to see him pass the bay.
Once again, a standing ovation for Henry Aaron. So the confrontation for the second time. Aaron walked in the second inning. He means the tying run at the plate now. So we'll see what Downing does. Al at the belt delivers, and he's low. Ball 1. And that just adds to the pressure.
He's sitting on 7-14.
Milo Hamilton.
Here's the pitch by Downing. Swinging. There's a drive into left center field. That ball is going to be out of here. It's gone. It's 7-15. The
Man, I'm still getting chills about being there up in that, way up in right field in the stands, and it was drizzly and cold, and my wife and I, we looked at, well, we'll stay, and the loudest public noise of cheering or of an ovation I've ever heard in my life. I'm just shaking. That was just awesome. And I remember, I'm not making this up, I remember getting tickets. I think it was the day before the game. And everybody knew that this was a game. He may be, breaking the record. And there were still tickets available. I couldn't believe it. I went to the window and said, oh, yeah, here's a couple. It was amazing. Anyway, what a time. And again, last night, a great game and a great, the city looked great and the ballpark battery looked great.
Everything went perfect.
Yeah.
It was, and you know what? As soon as we got up here, the storm hit, and it went for like 3 hours plus of just lightning, thunder, and shaking and everything. And you got storms southeast of Atlanta and east of Atlanta, but Atlanta was clear.
Yeah,
it was
perfect.
beautiful.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. What a night and what a tribute. And later on, we'll play. Freddie Freeman was interviewed too after the game, and we'll play. We'll do
before the game, I think, right before the game, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't.
No, because
I'm not sure.
Got him right before the game, I believe.
Yeah, but he was talking about the ovation, so I'm not sure. Maybe that was when he
it's
before.
Probably after that one.
Anyway, you'll hear that for the sing. And we'll talk more about that. Holy crap! It's sports coming up later. We got a bunch of newsy things here too. I haven't mentioned about our outing. We'll do that later on. That the Kimmer actually went out with, a double date. Well, actually, it was Pete's double date, and I was along for Pete's double date.
I like the fact you said today, I don't know what got into me. And I said, I know what got into you. Alcohol got into you.
Well, no, I'm embarrassed. I told stories I've never told. I started talking.
You didn't start taking clothing apparel off, which is always a good thing if you don't.
But I was telling stories about. I told my vodka story of my girlfriend. I think
twice. I think you did it. I think you told that one twice.
Oh no, that can't be good. I talked about the Marines, I think. My ex. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of Marine talk going.
Well, that was Belinda's fault. She started quoting lines from Full Metal Jacket. Inside every,
Hey, she had prepared for 2 days. She was ready.
She was great. She was a doll. And by the way, it's Blinda, not Belinda. It's Blinda, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's Belinda.
It is with a B-E? Because every time I've seen it written down, it's B-L.
No. It's not with a B-E, no.
How's it spelled? I thought it was B-L.
I'm not going to say because she...
okay, well, never mind it. I don't. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I just thought it was interesting. And her naughty little friend,
and she hurt her foot, too. And
I know.
She's feeling better today, but it's kind of
Well, that's good, because that ankle sprain type thing can be a really pain in the neck, pain in the ankle. 3:55, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Okay, we'll talk more about that later on. I can't believe I blabbermouth. Because all my friends growing up were girls. All my friends growing up that I would confide in me that were all girls. Our prep school group they're all girls. Too much competitive with all the guys. We're all happy kind of stuff. But when I wanted to talk something that mattered, it was all the girls and I would get together. So anyway, so no more going out with girls. I guess that's the thing. So no more.
So you're only going to date guys from now on.
Well, from now on, I might probably be more effective. 3:55. Jill Biden's work husband says, I'm not talking to you guys. Anthony Bernal, former assistant to the president and the senior advisor to the first enabler, the cuckold queen, Jill, the doctor, got to the hearing today, the House Oversight Committee, and said, I'm not talking. Pleaded the Fifth Amendment. It's just... and by the way, his lawyer says, well, just because he pleads the Fifth Amendment doesn't mean he's admitting any guilt. Oh, please. It's exactly what it means. It's just like when the doctor refused to testify. They didn't ask him any questions about his diagnosis of Joe Biden. They asked him questions of whether or not somebody in the White House made him make up stories. That's not a doctor-patient privilege. He doesn't have doctor-patient privilege for staff members of the White House. They weren't asking him about the condition of the president's physicals. They were asking him whether somebody told him to lie or make stuff up or not say anything. And in fact, one of the comments from one of the guys on the committee said, if he had wanted to take doctor-client privilege and exemption, then he wouldn't have to answer questions about that.
Right.
But there's no way he should be prevented from answering questions concerning possible things from other people. Covering up crimes. He took the Fifth because he didn't want to admit what was going on in the White House.
Yep.
And so what they need to do now is give him immunity. and bring him back and say, now you have to answer our questions. If you don't, you're in contempt of Congress. And do the same thing with every freaking staff member. We give you immunity, and now you got to tell us the truth. Depends who they want to go after up high. Someone's going to give. If they keep doing that, someone's going to give. But I hope they keep doing it. I'm not sure they're going to just let it go. I'll bet you they're just going to let it go at some point. I'm very disappointed. And we'll talk about a lot of Epstein stuff, including Donald Trump. Holy cow, he started it again. Donald Trump is bringing it. I mean, we're all trying to say, okay, forget it. And all of a sudden, boom, here we go.
Stop talking.
He's next. All right, 3:58. Flounder, how about a funny? Flounder's funny.
They got Chinese people now sneaking through the southern border. They somehow get to Mexico and then they sneak through and they get captured by ICE. Have you seen those videos where they line up the Chinese guys and they're like, where are you from? The guy's like, oh, Nicaragua.
Nicaragua.
Next guy's like, oh, Colombia. Last guy can't even say. He's like, Venezuela.
That is Mr. Ben. I believe his last name's Bankas, but he's a Canadian guy, and he's very. He likes to poke fun at Olivia Chow, who's the mayor of Toronto.
Oh, okay.
So I think he kind of leans a little bit to the right, but he's still. So he pokes fun at the.
Cool.
Politicians in Canada.
Oh, very cool. And by the way, I didn't ask you, Flounder, what's new in your life for the last 24 hours of Mrs. Veronica? And,
about the same thing. Yesterday was fun, only it took me almost 35 minutes to cross the street and get a sandwich at Goldberg's.
Oh, man. See, that's the other thing.
They put the red carpet up. You had to go it was...
You had to walk all the way around. Yeah.
But, it was still... it wasn't too bad. It was just hot.
Yeah, true. But it was what a great night.
It was a great event.
It really was.
The night was... It started hot, then it got cooler.
It cooled off. But
it came out very well. Let's see. This was the day in 1966. 80. I can't see. I got to go to the doctor. 1966. Eric Clapton, Jack Bruce, and Ginger Baker formed Cream in 1966. There you go. Michael J. Fox married Tracy Pollan on this day in 1988. She was his girlfriend on Family Ties. And they actually got married. Anyway, coming up on 4 o'clock, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, and Lord Brian in the back there. And Pete's Tweets and Flounder's Funnies and the Epstein thing. And you're going to hear Donald Trump talking about it. I thought he wanted to let it go, but he brought it up again. And you're going to hear him. And all that with your calls, too. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. And look out.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
Crackdown. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
With this bill, we are officially and permanently classifying all fentanyl-related substances as Schedule 1 narcotics.
President Trump just signing a bill targeting street-level versions of the drug, also strengthening penalties for trafficking fentanyl-related substances with a mandatory minimum 10 years in prison. Earlier, the president telling reporters he's not planning to fire the Fed chief, though he continues to strongly criticize rate decisions.
President Trump says it's highly unlikely he fires Fed Chairman Jerome Powell before his term ends next year.
He's a knucklehead.
The president says he asked several House Republicans about replacing Powell early, but says reports of an imminent firing are not true.
I think he's not doing a good job. He's got a very easy job to do. You know what he has to do? Lower interest rates.
President Trump says Powell is too slow on interest rate decisions. The Fed chair has said he's waiting to see the impact tariffs have on inflation before deciding on a rate cut. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Well, stocks turning higher after the president denied those firing reports. The Dow up 231 points at the bell. A man detained near the U.S. Capitol where police say he admitted having guns and a bow and arrow in his car.
A spokesperson for the U.S. Capitol Police said the man's car drew attention from law enforcement because it had a tricycle secured to its roof. When officers looked inside the car, they reported seeing the bow as well as empty gun holsters. The suspect was detained away from the car near a Capitol barricade and was taken for questioning. The police statement said the man admitted the weapons were his.
Fox's Gernal Scott. Capitol Police say direct threats to members of Congress, including families and staffers, have nearly tripled since 2017. America is listening to Fox News.
Summer is all about making memories, right? Backyard barbecues, road trips, maybe finally getting around to that hiking trail you've been eyeballing. But if you're living with pain, those future memories can be stolen from you. So here's a thought. Call 1-800-4RELIEF and try Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement designed to help your body fight pain. It's a doctor-developed formula made from natural ingredients. Best part? Relief Factor doesn't mask pain. It helps reduce or even eliminate it for good. Whether it's kayaking, running around with the little ones, or just chilling in a hammock, Relief Factor can help you feel better, move better, and do more of the things you love all summer long. So if you're ready to reclaim your summer, head over to ReliefFactor.com or give them a call at 1-800-4RELIEF. Do it now and get their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Ah, yes. I guess every kid with a new guitar probably starts with this fairly easy riff here. Dun, dun, dun. 2012. John Lord, the former keyboard player with Deep Purple, passed away at the age of 71. Lord was a co-founder of Deep Purple in 1968. He co-wrote many of the group's songs, including Smoke on the Water. He also played with Whitesnake at pancreatic cancer. And it caught him, had it for a little less than a year. I got him at the age of 71. Kimmer Pete Flounder and Lord Brian in the back there. Our birthday list includes that naughty Phoebe Cates. Very lovely actress. Very sweet-looking actor. Beautiful black eyes, black hair, kind of. Very lovely. Phoebe Cates, 62 years old. Linda in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. She was Kate in Gremlins, and she's married to Kevin Kline, the actor, comedian. And Phoebe Cates was a teen model and then got into acting. Anyway, happy birthday. And on this day in history, I remember this famous case, 1979, trial begins again for Dr. Jeffrey McDonald in North Carolina. 10 years earlier, he had been charged with murdering his wife and 2 little kids, stabbing them 20 times apiece. The word pig was written on the headboard of his bed in blood. McDonald himself had a couple of superficial stab wounds. They didn't really believe his story. Plus, there was a copy of the magazine Esquire that had the Manson murder story on it on the floor of the bedroom where all this has happened, apparently. The blood and fiber evidence didn't support McDonald's account of 4 hippies coming in and stabbing everybody. The investigation was bungled and the charges were dropped in 1970. Again, this started in 1969. Actually, I'm sorry, it's early 1970, but the evidence was lacking, and so they dropped the charges. The magazine contained an article on McDonald murders. The forensic investigation bungled, charges eventually dropped with a 3-month military trial, ended also with a court-martial trying to get him for the military trial, and they didn't have the evidence, so they let him go, and he was honorably discharged. Jeffrey McDonald was on TV complaining about his treatment. The investigator stayed on the case, indicted him for murder again, but because of delays, the trial didn't even start for another 5 years. He was convicted and given 3 life sentences, but still insisted he was innocent. Remember, the author named Joe McGinnis said, let me investigate this stuff, did the case on his own, and then decided, no, he's guilty. Came out with a book called Fatal Vision. It was a bestseller, and it enraged McDonald, who sued McGinnis for writing the damn thing. McDonald exhausted his appeals. His case went to the U.S. Supreme Court, and he is in prison. It was re-examined by a documentary and people in a series called A Wilderness of Error. So who knows? Anyway, he's locked up. All right, 406. Now, here we go. I don't know what to tell you about the Epstein thing. I really don't. In fact, let me just share with you a quick text from one of my buddy, Delta buddy Kevin, who here he says, I'm listening to your show on Friday about the Epstein. My theory is there are people in Congress from both parties on that list, and if Trump and Bondi release the names of any Democrats, they'll release the Republicans too. Forced to resign, they in turn will have to be replaced in a special election, and the GOP risks losing everything if they're replaced with Democrats in special elections. But again, Clay was on, and he was quoting the Alan Dershowitz investigation or letter or whatever, and saying there was no evidence, that he knows all the stuff that was in there, and there's no evidence of any current sitting congressman or senator or public official in the investigation. if we take him at his word, then, that solves a couple things, but I still wonder about whether there was evidence which is now gone, and therefore if they could but they can't admit that, because then we have to ask them where it went and who's got it, and somebody must have known anyway. Now Donald Trump's been saying he's been trying to poo-poo this and stop talking about it, and all of a sudden he started talking about it. First of all, and Flounder will play a soundbite here in a second. First, on Truth Social, Donald Trump said whining Republicans are not putting up a united front like Democrats do. The Democrats stick together like glue. Their scam is what we'll forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. My past supporters are brought into this bourgeois, hook, line, and sinker. He didn't say bourgeois. Anyway, Donald Trump, shortly after posting this, was interviewed by reporters. Flounder, Donald Trump said this on the Epstein file.
I know you want to move past all this intrigue over the Epstein files, but I do want to ask you to clarify something you said this morning. You said this was all a hoax. Has your attorney general told you this was a hoax? What evidence have you seen?
It's not the attorney general. No, I know it's a hoax. It's started by Democrats. It's been run by the Democrats for 4 years. You had Christopher Wray and these characters and Comey before him. And it's a bad group. It started, actually, look at the Steele dossier that turned out to be a total hoax. The 51 agents, the so-called intelligence agents, it was a hoax. It's all been a big hoax. It's perpetrated by the Democrats, and some stupid Republicans and foolish Republicans fall into the net, and so they try and do the Democrats' work. The Democrats are good for nothing other than these hoaxes. They're bad for policy. They're bad for picking candidates that can get elected. No, it's I call it the Epstein hoax. It takes a lot of time and effort. Instead of talking about the great achievements, we've had a great gentleman yesterday, as you know, went on CNBC, and he made the statement that Trump may go down as the greatest president of all in the United States. And instead of talking about the things we've achieved, we've had tremendous achievement. They're wasting their time with a guy who obviously had some very serious problems, who died 3-4 years ago. I'd rather talk about the success we have with the economy, the best we've ever had, and all of the things we've done, including the Middle East. I mean, you see it. Instead, they want to talk about the Epstein hoax. And the sad part is it's people that are really doing the Democrats' work. They're stupid people.
He said, let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented success, because I don't want their support anymore. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I mean, but then now he's starting a whole nother round of this thing. And again, I guess, House Speaker Mike Johnson says, no, we should put everything out there, as though there is more to be put out there. I'm for transparency, he says. It's a delicate subject. We should put everything out there and let the people decide. In fact, now that guy Massey from Kentucky, the thorn in the side of Donald Trump, Massey, Republican who doesn't like Trump, has got plans to introduce a discharge petition in a long-shot bid to force a House vote on disclosing the Epstein files. So he wants to force Congress to do it. And again,
it's Republicans fighting amongst each other again.
Yeah. So, we're going to have to make a decision. In fact, guys like me, I'm a talk show host. I'm not a leader of anything. I'm just on the radio. So my opinion doesn't count more than anybody else's does. But clearly, I don't like what's going on. I think there's something missing. Where I know we're not getting the full. I don't believe that there's never any other evidence that was taken out of there. I don't believe that there's no more evidence. But I keep complaining. The damn Democrats all stick together. They don't care how they do it. They win because they'll do anything to win. And I think it's time we Republicans did anything to win. And if that means letting rapists get away with having sex with 15-year-old girls and we never find out who they are, then so be it. If that's going to destroy the Republican Party, if they're going to be splitting votes and having new, factions of the Republican Party or something, I mean, it's not worth it. We can't. Donald Trump has done more in his administration in 4.5 or whatever his months than most administrations do in 8 years. World peace, wars, the economy, the border, the big beautiful bill they're doing. I mean, even today they're talking about more, billions of dollars in saving, repeating the teachers' union stuff. I mean, one thing after another. He's moving like a freaking bulldozer on, warp speed. It's just plowing down all this bad stuff that we need to take care of. And it's a damn shame, but still, I don't like it. But I guess I'm at the stage where I'm going to have to say, well, we'll probably never know. Until someone who, if they, in fact, Ghislaine Maxwell wants to be interviewed. She says, I'm very happy to testify before Congress, but they're never going to call her because if they do, she'll tell them who was there. And she'll tell them who was in the bedroom with a 15-year-old girl. And they don't want to know. They don't want it. They don't want it to
I
be
don't
public.
think she'll talk. I think she'll get in there and grandstand or try and get out of prison for a little bit. I think it's just a ploy to get out. I'd be very surprised if she said anything pertinent.
Well, I believe she knows who was there and who was having sex with little girls. Then why wouldn't she
talk?
talk?
Knows there are people who would want to kill her.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, that's the other thing. That's why she's been so silent. Oh, and by the way, there was a cellmate of hers, and I got the story here somewhere, and I can't find it this second. Oh, here it is. A cellmate of hers says, oh, no, that's a family. I'll get to it later. A cellmate of hers says she's not suicidal, which I think is pretty funny. I'm not making this up. The cellmate said, I was in it for a long time. The woman was in jail with her for a long time. Said, I was in with her for a long time. I knew her pretty well. Believe me, she's not suicidal. So, indicating that if she suddenly turns up dead, it's not because she killed herself. So here, that's probably one of the fears why she hasn't said anything. She come out with a book. Holy smokes. Can you imagine? Everybody would buy that book. So, but again, I guess we're supposed to say screw it and just suck it up and take it as a good Republican, not to hurt the party. And I don't like it, but I don't want those Democrats to come back and win. We can't let them take the House again. And with all these successes for Donald Trump, there's no way that we should lose the House in the off-year election.
I'm perfectly fine waiting till after the midterms to deal with the Epstein thing.
I totally agree. It's just the best thing. It's just the best thing, and we have to sometimes suck it up for the good of the end result. So, here we go.
You sucking up that Tootsie Roll, Pop.
Well, it's just fond memories of last night.
You can really hear it during the Hank Aaron tribute.
On my double date, with Pete's double date, and they let me come along. So that was kind of special.
We let you tag along, like the little brother.
I'm going to stop telling my stories. No more chicks. 14 minutes after 4 o'clock here on Hump Day, baby. Look out.
Time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Well, if things went as planned last night, a guy named Michael Bernard Bell was executed in the state of Florida. If he wasn't, he soon will be. That is the 8th execution in Florida so far this year. There are 9 more executions scheduled. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has no problem at all signing the death warrant for these people, and I have no problem with him doing so. The only thing that is wrong with the death penalty is that the murderers who are sent to death row don't get executed soon enough. And I, of course, as a brilliant member of the Georgia State Bar, have a solution. You want to slow down murders in the state of Georgia? You want to make these thugs and gangbangers truly worried about being executed? Do this. Have an appeals court judge sit in on every death penalty trial. That judge will consider an automatic appeal when that trial is over. And if he rules that the trial was done fairly, the appeal is turned down, then an execution is scheduled to take place within 30 days. And to make it even more special, you do not set an execution date. You tell the killer that one morning within the next 30 days or so, we're going to knock on your cell door and say, "Come with us, pal." And it'll be your trip to Old Sparky or the gas chamber or the lethal injection or whatever. And by the way, if you are going to ride Old Sparky, and I wish they'd bring that back, you will not be allowed to eat raw popcorn before the execution. And one more thing. How about this? You die the same way your victim died. Watch murders drop to about nothing. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
The next big storm isn't a matter of if, it's when. Is your home ready? Southern Exteriors offers free inspections and dependable storm damage repairs with in-house warranties and honest service. Right now, get 10% off any job or 12 months, 0% financing. Hey, it's Tug, and I've met the team at Southern Exteriors. They do things the right way. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit Southern Exteriors southernexteriors.co. It's 877-9-SOUTHERN or southernexteriors.co.
Here we go, that heat and humidity and off and on rain. So what do you do about landscaping? If you're putting in a yard and you builders and contractors, you get to Stovall and Company, your wholesale landscaping supply company, family business for 75 years, 11 locations, a new one up there in Canton. And you know Paul and the gang, the two boys running this place. It's a family business, which means if you need something now, it's probably already on the way. They go above and beyond because their name's on the product, Stovall and Company, and they've got your trees and shrubs and plants and flowers and sod and seeds and irrigation systems and sprinkling systems and the price. And again, if they don't have something you need, they can tell you where to get it, even if they lose the sale. You'll love these folks. StovallInc.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Now, I know there are plenty of HVAC companies out there, but let me tell you why Central Heating and Air Conditioning stands out from the rest. These days, it's hard to tell who's on first. Everybody wants to play. Many of the local HVAC companies, though, have been sold to large conglomerates. And some are even coming back under new names. But at Central Heating and Air Conditioning, they never left the field. They've been your hometown team since 1947. And their dedication to our community has never wavered. They are the Grand Slam you can count on. Central's team of experts know the game inside and out, delivering dependable service and personalized solutions every time. So don't get caught off base. Choose the HVAC team that's always been in the game. Get Carrier products, Carrier warranty, and Carrier peace of mind. Turn to your Atlanta Carrier experts, Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Call them today, 770-GET-HEAT, or visit them online at centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Neil Borch here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now, I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPsETC.com.
Hey, this is Tom from The Honest Car Guy. We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly. We guarantee each vehicle we sell will come with a copy of the bill of sale, showing what we paid for it. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee. Guaranteed. Honesty is the best policy, and we guarantee it. Finally, a pre-owned car and truck buying process that you can trust.
Get an honest car buy from The Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
I like this song. I have it on my magic stick. Madonna. Oh my goodness.
It's like an angel sighing. I have no choice. I hear your voice. Feels like flying.
I love that little harmony. I love the chorus in the band. I love that song.
Oh God, I think I'm falling out of the sky. I close my eyes.
Madonna. Heaven help. 2009, a stage being built for her concert in France collapsed, and 2 workers were killed, 6 others hurt. They were setting up the stage at the Velodrome in Marseille when the roof fell in, bringing down a crane. Madonna's 2009 was performing on her Sticky and Sweet, well, that's disgusting, tour in Udine, Italy, when she received news of the incident and was said to be devastated. And I guess that's why she made her face look the way it does now after what she did to herself. I don't imagine. Anyway, Kevin P. Flounder and Laura Bryan in the back there. And to the phones, taking priority. Hold on, Laura. Here's Gary on the radio. Gary, what's going on?
Well, Gary hung up, so
Gary
we got
hung
Lori.
up. Laura, you're on the radio. Hi, sweetie. What's happening?
Hey, guys.
How are you, Del?
I just want you to know,
Yeah.
I agree with everything you say about Epstein, but also think about it, Kimmer.
Yeah.
When they went to New York and got all that crap, you know they took out what they wanted to take
Yeah,
out.
I believe
So
that.
I really believe there's nothing there because they done got it.
Yeah. The only problem is, I will bet you that, as I understand, don't we all know this? It happened before when the FBI went in there. As I recall, they did not have a warrant to specifically take
Right.
anything out of his safe.
Whatever. I don't believe them, but yeah.
I know. So I don't think we'll ever know the answer.
So what I'm saying is, let's go forth and go after the auto pen. Let's do
absolutely.
What's now.
Yep. That again, the last 4 years of this administration. And by the way, I forgot. I think it was a guy from Florida. The black guy from Florida's got really up and comer. Byron Donald. I think it is. He said that if in fact they can show that Joe Biden was not in control of his faculties and was not running the pen, any document signed by that pen is therefore null and void. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's where we need to start.
Yep.
And whatever else they're doing behind the scenes, because the deep state is covering their butt.
And again,
I really believe that.
Yeah, and I keep saying again, her chiefest, Joe Biden's, a cover-up doctor, her special aide who covers. He refused to testify again, just like the medical doctor. Put him under oath and give him immunity. If they give him immunity, then they have no reason not to testify.
Right. That's right. So I say go after them. We know that there's deep state and all that's been so far, even with the JFK, all that's been taken out.
Yeah.
They've hit all that.
I know.
It's gone.
We'll
never know.
Yep, I know. We have to suck it
I love
up.
you guys.
All right, thanks. I appreciate it. Thank you, Lori. I hate even just having to. I feel like we're, caving into. Well, and again, the Epstein thing is not. If there's, I don't know. I hate the whole thing. It's freaking politics, man, and the Republican Party's we got to stop doing something. And more voting. Have you heard the latest? Of course, one of the big legislative things happening now is the tie-breaking vote from Republican Vice President J.D. Vance. Thank goodness. Put the tie-breaking vote because 3 freaking Republicans once again have caved and become communists. 2 of the girls, which always do this, Lisa Murkowski from Alaska and Susan Collins from Maine, joined Democrats and Senator Mitch McConnell, who I don't even know how to label him anymore. McConnell, Murkowski, and Collins all voted no about the bill to join Democrats trying to oppose the bill, which would defund PBS and National Public Radio to the tune of $1 billion for corporate public broadcasting and NPR and PBS. A proposed $400 million cut to the emergency aid plan is expected to be scrapped to make up for it. Collins defended her no vote by saying the management budget people didn't provide senators with details about what programs would be cut. And then she said, PBS viewers will lose access to popular programs like Antique Roadshow and Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood. No, they wouldn't, Susan. They make a lot of money selling commercial products. Hell, don't they sell like fuzzy, buzzy, like the thing you hold up, little blue Elmo stuff and things like that. NPR and public broadcasting, and they have sponsors. They make millions of dollars. And by the way, why should the American taxpayer public be sponsoring programs on television that have nothing to do with anything other than making people watch a show? What's that got to do with federal tax dollars? We already have TV.
I got no problem with the education, except the education is now indoctrination, and there should be no government news service.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. If you want to have a show about, animals and the dinosaurs and educational stuff, like on the History Channel, things like that, God bless you. But you don't have, there's no government news. There's no reason for panel discussions to blast Donald Trump. And it's the same thing. And again, Republican lawmakers are now going after and try to get an actual bill to take away the federal charter of the National Education Association, the NEA, because they're so freaking political. Now, I'm not sure exactly what it means to take away their charter, but the NEA has been prioritizing, obviously, politics over education. They brand Donald Trump a fascist, a racist. They're a divisive gender ideology, walking away from efforts to fight anti-Semitism. Again, there's not a single teacher's official who's ever condemned anti-Semitism on campus. Not one.
Yeah.
Not one. How is that possible?
Because they're anti-Semites.
But again, even in public, even to make yourself look good, wouldn't you say, I hate anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism is wrong. How is it possible that the leader of a giant organization couldn't say, well, it's wrong to be anti-Semitic. That's just wrong. They can't say it.
Most of these teachers, anti-Semitic, incompetent, or have an agenda that goes against what most Americans believe.
And they're all Democrats. Yep. Hey, Jews! Hey, Jews! Excuse me, Jews! We have all the Jews. Okay, ready? Okay, why do you vote for them? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say Jews as though it's a word, but I mean, seriously, come on, stop this. What's the matter with you people? You Jewish people. I know.
Jews,
I'm doing it on purpose. I'm doing it on purpose. Again, seriously, how can you... I'd love to have one Jewish person call in and describe why the Democrats have been the party to help you. One, just
Oy
one.
vey. Come on.
Anyway, I'm just saying.
Never shook enough.
427. Oh, and by the way, speaking of that, check out this story. This is unbelievable. Well, I mean, it's not unbelievable because we just talked about it, and I looked it up on Mr. Phone here, so I had to get it. I had to look it up. I didn't want to bother Flounder with trying to print it for me because he was working. No, he was working in there, and Flounder was working in there, so I had to do it myself on my phone. Georgetown professor has been kicked off his department chairmanship after, wait till you hear what he wanted to have happen. This is a chairman of the department at Georgetown University. And this chairman of this department, which I'll give you in a second, which you won't believe, he said, I'm not an expert, but I assume that Iran could still get a bomb easily. And I hope Iran does some symbolic strike on an American base and then everyone stops. I'm surprised that this is what these FDD Hasbara people have been autoerotically asphyxiating themselves for all these years. The guy who said that is Dr. Jonathan Brown, and listen to what his title is. He is the Al-Walid bin Talal Chair of Islamic Civilization in the School of Foreign Service at Georgetown University. The Al-Walid bin Talal Chair of Islamic Civilization in the School of Foreign Service at Georgetown. He said, ironically, the main takeaways, in my opinion, are from all this nothing to do with American attack. Iran can take a licking. If Israel attacks Iranian cities, it gets blanked up pretty bad. I mean, we've been shocked at the damaged Iranian missiles. Despite that, repair service still in It's unbelievable. Well, as soon as the people heard that he was hoping that Iran would bomb an American base to try to stop the nonsense, within minutes, the dean contacted this Professor Brown and said, you're out. You're no longer chair of the department and you're on leave. So, but again, they even have a department for Islamic civilization where the guy calls for bombing an American base on the campus of Georgetown University. Georgetown, where's that located again? Is that Arizona? No, oh golly, nope. Yeah, where I must be Vermont maybe or somewhere. Nope. It's unbelievable.
Our nation's capital.
God Almighty. I looked at the words and I said, well, this can't be real. I thought it was a Babylon Bee story. The Islam, please.
Obviously, you've got a rich Muslim that has funded this chair.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, seriously. In fact, well, thank God Georgetown said at least you're no longer chairman and you're suspended. Which, and again, there's not a single Democrat who condemns anti-Semitism on any college or high school or campus in America. Not one.
That's true. Fetterman's the only Democrat I've heard come out and say anything.
Yeah, and of course, he's now blackballed. They're going to dox the hell out of him. He's getting way too reasonable. All right, 4:30 already. How you doing? Kimber Pete Flounder. Happy Hump Day. Let's do Pete. I want to do Pete's tweets. Let's bring up the.
Yes.
And then we got. I wonder if our ghost hunter Joel is going to stop looking for ghosts because of something that just happened to another investigator of the well beyond. Coming up, Kimber Pete and Flounder. Lord Brian in the back there. Look out.
Start your day with Tug and Los on the Morning Extra from 6 to 10. Then it's Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck at noon, and the Kimmer Show on your ride home from 3 to 6. And hang out every night for Jesse Kelly at 6 and Jimmy Fela at 9. And stream it all live in crystal clear HD on the Extra 106.3 app.
There's no better place to be than Truist Park this summer, especially when the Braves face the Yankees and the Giants. July 18th through the 23rd. On July 20th, the first 3,000 kids will receive a copy of the Goodnight Braves Fans children's book. And then on July 21st, the first 15,000 fans will receive a Braves rope hat, presented by Napa. Visit Braves.com/promos to check out more giveaways and fun at Truist Park.
Acuna strikes one to deep right field on the rise. Carroll turns around.
There's some smoke right into the chop owl.
And fans can enjoy any of these games during the week with the T-Mobile Summer Steal deal. With the Summer Steal, you can choose from one of 3 seating locations for any regular season game, weekends included, and receive a ticket, snack, and a drink for as low as $30. Or if you prefer something different, you can choose any menu item up to $12. Visit Braves.com/steal to purchase your tickets today. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves Country.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Echo and Howard Brothers. Summer's here, and Howard Brothers has the Echo gear to get you through it. Heat? Bring it on. Overgrown grass? Not a problem. From trimmers to blowers, chainsaws to edgers, Echo Power Equipment gives you the power to tackle every job without breaking a sweat. It's time to get your Echo equipment from Howard Brothers. They have the know-how to match you with the right tool right now. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Echo and Howard Brothers.
A second opinion with Coach Pete's local trusted advisor, Craig Chandler of Chandler Wealth Management, can reveal red flags and what Coach Pete calls financial termites.
Yeah, let's look behind the scenes and make sure you're doing the right thing. And if you're not, the absolute best time to find out you're doing the wrong thing was before you did it. But now the second best time is today. And maybe you have too many financial termites in your portfolio. Who knows? Financial termites, too much risk, too many fees, and commissions coming out of your money. Say you give a broker $100,000 and then you look at your first statement and it says $90,000 and you didn't do any trading. And so be very careful about it. There's a lot of warning signs that pop up in my head when I hear different things. And if someone is slamming safe alternatives, folks, too, by the way, I mean, we practice risk and safety principles here, making sure you have that properly balanced portfolio. But if you have an advisor who's pushing all safety all the time or all risk all the time, then they're not the real advisors for you, I don't think, for retirement.
Call for a comprehensive review with Craig Chandler, 800-419-6164, 800-419-6164.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Are home repairs piling up? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Relax. We've got you covered. From drywall dings and leaky faucets to deck repairs and trim replacement, we're your one-stop shop for everything for your home needs. No more juggling multiple contractors. Just call us at the Trusted Toolbox and we'll handle it. Your home deserves the best, and we don't want you breaking your back trying. Call the Trusted Toolbox today at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. The Trusted Toolbox, your one-stop shop for home repairs and more.
Hey, Atlanta's Mark from the Safe House. I have a question for you. Am I the only person pissed off with the mainstream fake news, liberal judges,
and whiny liberal politicians
who don't realize why Donald Trump is president, and fake safes? And you may wonder, why fake safes? Well, a fake safe is like Joe Biden, cheap and ineffective. A real safe from Atlanta Safe House is like Donald Trump, tough, effective, and provides peace of mind when you need it the most. So drop by Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast and see what a real safe looks like. So go to AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Hey, Georgia neighbors, it's time to expect more from your Medicare Advantage. Discover Sonder Health's custom plans tailored just for Georgians. Sonders offers unique benefits, including special plans for those living with chronic conditions. Some plans even come with grocery or gas benefits to support your overall well-being. Sonder Health makes it easy to get the coverage you need. See for yourself what today's Medicare Advantage can do for you. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com, a healthier state of life. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO and PPO with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Hi, this is Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, Cobb's premier lifestyle magazine. Did you know that we have world-class entertainment right here in our own backyard?
Thanks, Tara. You're right. I am Emily Shipp, the director of the Dallas Theater and Civic Center, and we have something for the entire family. From hysterical comedians, incredible concerts, and engaging stage productions, our full show season is packed with must-see performances. And best of all at affordable prices. And we're more than just great shows. Our education department offers classes and workshops for ages 7 through adults. Along with the Dallas Theater, the Civic Center is available for private rentals like weddings, receptions, recitals, professional events, and so much more. Visit DallasTheaterGA.com as well as our social media to view our season schedule, register for classes, or book your next event today.
Wow, Emily, affordable entertainment, education, and celebrations. Check it out, friends. And remember, Our Town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
From the latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust, your best new follow on social media is Extra 1063. We're at XTRA 1063 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events and so much more. Follow at Extra 1063 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
Just watching that Senator Katie Britt from Alabama. You know her? She's talking about the Senate bill. They passed the spending cut bill, but now their amendments now have to go through the Senate to get the amendments. They have 10 hours to debate the amendments. Then it goes to the House, and the House has to debate any amendments to change, and then back for the final vote. So we'll see. Katie Britt, she looks about 20 years old. She's one of those new, tough young women like that Luna, what's her name, from Florida. Katie Britt from Alabama. She looks about 20 years old, and she's a tough cookie. She's also hot. But that's a good sign. I like these young Republican women finally coming forward. That's good. All right, here we go. White Stripes. 2007 here. White Stripes played their shortest live show ever in St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada. Jack White, in 2007, played a single C-sharp note accompanied by a bass drum crash cymbal hit from Meg. At the end of the show, Jack announced, "We have now officially played in every province and territory in Canada." Then they left the stage and performed a full show later that night at St. John's. But when they first got on, they played one note just to say they did it in every province. Well, there you go. Our birthday list includes... Well, who have we got here? Let's see. Chris Pontius. You know that guy? He's 51, the Jackass guy from Jackass and MTV's Wild Boys. Chris Pontius, 51. I never watched any of that stupid stuff. And on this day in history, this was kind of a big deal that everybody was in favor of until we realized that maybe it's not the right thing after all. 2002. President Bush unveils strategy for Homeland Security, strengthening Homeland Security after the September 11th attacks just shortly before, a few months before. And 3,000 people killed, aftermath, an attempt to prevent further bloodshed, a massive overhaul of the nation's security and intelligence emergency response systems, created the White House Office of Homeland Security. It was a two-part effort to include preemptive military action against terrorists in other countries and fight the war on terror. He gave the public a preview, a color-coded warning system. Remember that? Code blue, red, whatever. They formed a united front in favor of new policy, but the Department of Homeland Security had a lot of critics saying, presidential powers, abandonment of civil liberties, the name of national security. President W. Bush tried to assure people that everything's fine over the next few years. It was H.W. back at the time. George W. Bush in 2002. Hold on a second. I lost my place here. Critics feared the presidential powers abuse. He tried to assure them open to congressional oversight. But over the next few years, the administration faced a lot of accusations violating the Constitution, creating a political culture of secrecy and cronyism. And again, there's been calls again to reinstate it or do other things. I don't think that's going to happen here. Well, who knows? I don't know what country's going to or coming to. I don't know anything anymore. I don't understand. Hold everything we're going to be talking about ghost hunters and a guy who probably wishes he hadn't done it. Of course, he can't talk about it now because he's not around anymore. But first, well, we have these one-liners, we have these joke things, we have all these memes and stuff like that, and we got Pete Davis. So we got a little thing we like to call Pete's Tweets.
If anybody can come back and be a ghost, it'd be that guy you're going to talk about.
Yeah, unbelievable. We'll see.
Mike the engineer found this nugget of joy.
All right, sir.
When we go out, my wife prefers to use gift cards. Now I just buy gift cards to places I want to go and say, hey, I have this gift card we haven't used yet. Okay, Flounder, how about that could work?
That could work.
Jay,
I think Mrs. Flounder determines whether they're going to go anywhere.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it's pretty
Sorry, I was taking a phone call. What was the question?
No, we were just saying that he was talking about how you take care of your wife's dinner dates and stuff like that, and was saying I think she pretty much takes care of all the plans for the.
She does all that stuff.
Yeah, so there you go.
Jamie Post, a guy just tried to mansplain to me what a sawhorse is, but I shut him down because I'm well aware that it's the past tense of seahorse. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Turns out the answer to my problems was not at the bottom of the pint of ice cream, but the important thing is I tried. Back in the day, if you needed light bulbs, a grilled cheese sandwich, and a goldfish with a lifespan of 2 days, you went to Woolworth's. It's true.
It's true.
Sick posts. People who are late are usually happier than the people waiting on them.
That's always true.
They say every piece of chocolate you eat shortens your life by 2 minutes. Well, I've done the math. Seems I died in 1783. When it gets real hot in Australia, and this is true, the nectar in their flowers turns into alcohol and the bees get drunk and begin stumbling around. When this happens, they are not allowed back into the hive. They have bouncer bees at the entrance and turn them away until they sober up.
Holy mackerel.
Isn't that amazing?
They must have figured out that's real. I bet they didn't want to mess up the queen, or that's incredible. Guarding the queen from drunks. Hey, baby, what's your sign?
It's not just bees.
Can I buy you a little something here?
Yeah, it's not just bees. My neighbor recommended I put cow manure on my strawberries.
Oh,
I tried it. But I'm going back to whipped cream.
Yeah, no, I think he meant, or like the Babylon Bee says, we've been talking about this, Biden's teleprompter assures the nation it approved all auto pen decisions. Unbelievable. Anyway, Kipper, Pete, and Flounder, it's 4:43. Now, check this out. There's a guy named Dan Rivera. An Army veteran, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, has a tour called the Devils on the Run Tour. He's a paranormal investigator. And he has been touring with the infamous and supposedly haunted Annabelle doll. Have you heard about the Annabelle doll? Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann doll tied to a series of supposed hauntings in 1970 after being given to a Connecticut nursing student named Donna. Ed and Lorraine Warren were famous paranormal investigators. They claimed the doll physically lifted its own arms, followed people around the apartment, and would display frightening and malicious behavior. The Raggedy Ann doll. The couple claimed that Annabelle had stabbed a police officer and caused a car crash involving a priest. A psychic medium claimed the doll was inhabited by the spirit of a dead 6-year-old girl called Annabelle, and the Warren family said it was demonically possessed and moved the doll to their museum in Connecticut. They formed an investigative paranormal team, and they founded this group and have looked into a number of mysterious cases, including the Amityville horror case on Long Island and the Annabelle doll. Their stories inspired The Conjuring, the highest-grossing horror movie series worldwide. Ed died 20 years ago. Lorraine, a few years ago. Their occult museum have been maintained in Connecticut by their daughter. In May, conspiracy theorists tried to link Annabelle, the doll, to a prison outbreak. Remember the story, a prison outbreak and the devastating fire in Louisiana, pointing to the timing of the doll's tour stop in New Orleans, which is when all the bad stuff started happening. Well, the bottom line is this. Dan Rivera, the paranormal investigator in Pennsylvania, on his sold-out Devils on the Run tour, apparently was just found dead in his hotel room after his tour with his people. The paramedics found him. He was 54 years old, the lead investigator, and they don't know why he suddenly died. He was traveling around the world, the country so far, with other members of the group to show off Annabelle, the allegedly demonic doll. He had just finished a 3-day sellout tour of this demon doll trip in Gettysburg through Sunday, and he was found dead at his hotel, 54 years old. I don't know. By the way, you want to hold the key to a long life? Illegal drugs. I even hate to bring this up. It must be true, but I will talk about this coming up here too. Anyway, more politics and more Donald Trump and by the way, you know what? We'll come back. We'll play the Freddie Freeman. You're not going to play that on Holder Guppa Sports, right? Peter?
No.
All right. Well, we'll play a little thing from Freddie Freeman. Was interviewed last night at the ball game. We'll have that coming up. Kevin P. Flounder and Laura Bryan in the back on Hump Day 106.3 right here.
When conflicts escalate around the world, don't let the mainstream media scare you into believing their narrative. Get it right with Atlanta's only conservative voice. And trust the Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, The Kimmer Show, and our entire lineup to give it to you straight. Don't buy the fear. Just keep it here. Extra 106.3 FM and the all-new Extra app.
Welcoming back on the sponsorship list, my old friend Jeff and the gang at Peach State Windows. You live in the Peach State, you need windows, it's perfect. Peach State Windows and so much more. I've known Jeff for 25 years, been a friend of mine and done business with him. In fact, when I wanted Hardy Plank, he got Hardy Plank. The name of windows, of course, he has the fabulous double-hung, special, energy-efficient windows, custom-built, everything exactly the way you need it for whatever fits your house. Ugly doors, you can take care of that too. Peach State Windows. Here's the number, 770-485-8011. On the web, peachstatewindows.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 3 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffers from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. We provide testosterone replacement therapy, the P-shot, and treatment for ED, PE, and Peyronie's disease. There's not just one therapy that can solve these complex issues. When you visit our clinic, you're going to see me. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. 404-777-1911. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. 404-777-1911. Online at tbtofga.com.
There are nut jobs on the road. Who knows where they learn to drive? If one of them hits you, don't take care of it on your own. Call my friend David Van Sant, 855-GA-INJURY. Van Sant Law, one of Georgia's top-rated personal injury lawyers and car accident firms. Time is of the essence. Don't waste any. The longer you wait to get the right lawyer, the longer it takes to get the compensation you deserve. Call Van Sant Law today. The number is 855-GA-INJURY. VanSantLaw.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
At Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, you can take advantage of employee pricing on select new Ford models. That means you pay what Ford employees pay, no markup, no hidden fees. It's all part of Ford's bold campaign, from America, for America. While other dealerships may raise prices due to auto tariffs, Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs is stepping up, giving you the power to save big on American-made vehicles. Choose from bestsellers like the F-150, the rugged Bronco, the capable Explorer, and now when you purchase or lease a new Ford EV like the all-electric Mustang Mach-E, You'll receive a complimentary home charger and standard installation, making your switch to electric even easier. At Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, you're not just getting a great deal, you're getting award-winning service from a locally family-owned dealership.
They're just 4 miles north of 285 on Roswell Road. Visit them online at jimellisford.com.
Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, where you pay what we pay, where you can always expect the best.
Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun.
I like this song.
It's all right.
Who else sang this song? This is the Beatles. Was this a cover or was the other people a cover? Somebody else sang Here Comes the Sun, too. Who the hell was that?
How dare you, sir?
I'm so
How
sorry.
dare you?
Oh, I know this.
The Beatles.
Well, this is the Beatles. In
George
fact,
Harrison.
Well, that's the entire story. But somebody else sang this later, I think, as I recall.
A lot of people.
1969, they were recording their Abbey Road album, and the Beatles worked on 2 new George Harrison songs, Here Comes the Sun and Something. George Harrison was inspired to write Here Comes the Sun when he took a day off from the Apple business, and he spent the day walking around the garden at Eric Clapton's house and wrote Here Comes the Sun, 1969. The Beatles. Dun, da, da, da. It's a pretty song. It's a very pretty song.
Beautiful
I like this song. Yep. Birthday list, Will Ferrell. Actually a graduate of USC. Will Ferrell is 58 today. And he's done a couple of funny things. He's kind of a goof.
He's done a lot of funny
things. He's done a lot of funny things. In fact, they keep playing that nude thing where he's the college,
That's not the fun.
No,
I never
that's
cared
not
for old school.
I wasn't going to say it because it's funny. I'm amazed that I guess he actually was naked, running around and got in the car next to the ground. I mean, just the whole thing made me creeped out. That's one thing I remember about that movie was I went, oh God,
sliding across those big seats.
Yeah, right next to us. Yeah, oh God. Anyway, by the way, we're going to play the Freddie Freeman here a second. Freddie was interviewed last night with the ballpark. It's kind of funny. I got a lot of comments from. Pete took some pics. Well, okay. Last night after we got off the show, Pete and his 2 girlfriends and I, Pete and his 2 girlfriends convinced me to join them on a Pete's double date across the street, and I was going to say, oh, come on. So, and they were very sweet, and so they brought me over there. We had a little vodka thing going, and I started telling a horrible vodka story about. I won't tell you, but anyways, I'm telling stories I've never told before. I don't know why I start opening up. Every time there's a girl there, and I just start telling everything because I'm just a goof about freaking girls, man. Anyway, and then I found out afterwards, I got here yesterday before Pete did to the studio, and I didn't know until I figured out when he showed me the pictures. Pete took the 2 girlfriends to my car and took several pictures of the 2 girls on my car, putting your legs on my car, hugging my car, which is fantastic. I mean, I love it. And so I posted those pictures and the pictures with us and me with Pete's 2 girls, the mountain women, Pete's mountains of Macon women, and so I posted the pictures, and my comment at the posting was, well, I won't be sleeping tonight, because they're so cute and they were so sweet, and they actually they were just treating me like an actual man, and everything was really cool. Here's some of the reactions of the pictures I posted on Facebook and my own Facebook page on YouTube. Jeff, he rented the car and the girls. I'll bet I'm not sure which cost him more. Billy's a good friend. Oh, and CA says, I think you missed a word. I think what you meant to say is you won't be sleeping alone tonight. Yeah, in my dreams. Scott, the mountains of Macon girls. Rick, good for you, Kimmer. Ed Parker, hey, looks nice and the car ain't bad either. James, love that car, man. I live up here close to Pete. Those mountain girls, woo, just saying. And Judson says, can't sleep, try a glass of warm milk. Sean, that's pretty cool. Testing out the pacemaker, I see. Which is pretty funny, by the way. Anyway, the girls were sweet. We went across the street and had a couple of drinks. It was just, in fact, I was actually called a very attractive older gentleman. which is a true tribute. They were very sweet. I mean, really, I love them. What's that?
I'm going to have to rethink a lot of what I thought was intelligent life up here in the mountains.
I know. They were very sweet, and they made me feel like an actual man with girls and having a drink again. So it was kind of, they were very sweet. Okay, 4:55. Okay, Freddie Freeman last night being interviewed at the ballpark, and it was nice to hear him, and he got kind of choked up talking about the memories of Atlanta. If you will, Flounder, Freddie Freeman right here.
Played here 12 years.
Yeah.
You won a World Series with the Atlanta Braves, and now you're here for your 9th All-Star game. What kinds of emotions are you experiencing tonight?
I think all of them. My hands are sweating right now. The ovation I got earlier, it's special. I watched this place get built. There's a red pennant up there that's so special to me, and it's an honor to be back.
You did get a warm reception and introductions. What would you like to say to this crowd?
Oh, man, I could be here all day talking to these fans. You guys being... Yeah. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. My first 12 years, I got to spend in this wonderful city. So you guys gave me standing ovations when I've come back. You guys cheered for me, watched me before I became a father and a husband, and now back here as a husband and father with 3 awesome boys. So thank you guys for everything, and hopefully I can get another hit for you guys tonight.
There you go, Freddie Freeman. And it was good to see him back. And again, just what a great night. Everything about the event, the battery and the team and the walking down the red carpet, it's just...
I can't think of anything that went wrong. There was no mistakes. There was no screw up. I mean, it just was beautiful.
And the fact of the matter is, a ball game where it was 6-0, and when I was tuning in on various things, I saw 6-0. Oh my God! And then all of a sudden, it turned into a hell of a ball game.
I'm so tired of the National League blowing these games.
I know.
But they didn't last night. They came back.
Yeah. American League wins what 8 out of the last 10 or something, haven't they, or something silly like that.
10 of the last 12.
Is that what? It's even worse.
And when I was a kid, we won every year. The National League won every year because they cared more. The Pete Roses and the Joe Morgans and the Tony Perez's and Johnny Benches, all the Reds guys,
top crowds,
and Garvey and all those guys in the Dodgers, they cared.
Yeah, Rick Monday and those guys, guys like that. I remember, wasn't Rick Monday grabbed the American flag from that guy trying to burn it in the outfield? I did that at Arizona State once. Man, talk about feeling good.
Dodger Stadium.
Yeah. Anyway, 4:58. Little Flounder's funny. I'll bet you got one more back there for the little
36.
people.
I'm not handling my 30s very well because I'm realizing 30s is not old, but it is almost old. Like, you're right there, and some of you are in your 30s, you're like, that's not true, I'm still young. Yeah, the first stage of grief, denial. You'll come along. It's not. You got a little young in you and a little old. You're in transition, Like, I still get excited about concerts, but I also get excited about Kohl's Cash. I'm in transition, you understand me? And everything changes. You can get hurt doing anything in your 30s. Anything is dangerous. I play basketball once a week. I texted a friend my age, and I said, hey, are you going to be here this week? And he said, no. I threw out my back, and I said, how? And he said, folding a sheet. And I wasn't surprised. I was mad at him because we needed the numbers. I was like, come on, man, you're 36. You know you can't be doing that by yourself anymore. You free soloed a sheet? Are you insane? You need a spotter for that kind of action.
Mr. Dustin Nickerson.
Dustin Nickerson. A very funny individual. Coming up, how to live longer with something that could put you in prison. Also, quiet cracking at work, single chicks stealing your lunch so you'll ask them out, and rejecting breast implants for Gen Z girls. All that plus politics coming up. Kipper Pete, Flounder, Lord Brian in the back. And it's Hump Day on 106.3. How you doing?
W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the Extra app.
ICE agents on the defense. Lisa Brady, Fox News, as opponents accuse the Trump administration of profiling, cruelty, and random sweeps in mass deportation efforts. This ICE agent tells Fox,
we have our targets. We know who we're going to pick up. and we have our plan beforehand. We don't just go out there and look for anybody. We know who we're looking for.
Homeland Security officials say attacks on ICE agents are up more than 800% over this time last year. The legal fight continues over Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who was mistakenly sent to his native El Salvador, then recently brought back to the U.S. to face human smuggling charges.
The federal indictment accuses Abrego Garcia of smuggling hundreds of illegal immigrants across the U.S., but Garcia's defense team is questioning the validity and timing of these charges.
Fox's Madison Scarpino, as a federal judge in Tennessee, hears arguments on the risk of Abrego Garcia being deported again if he's released before trial. President Trump boosting penalties for fentanyl traffickers by signing a bill into law.
The HALT Fentanyl Act strikes a blow to drug dealers, traffickers, and cartels, President Trump says.
We'll be getting the drug dealers, pushers, and peddlers off our street, and we will not rest until we have ended the drug overdose epidemic.
The president was joined by the families of those who died from fentanyl overdoses as he signed the legislation. The legislation classifies fentanyl as a Schedule I narcotic, imposing longer sentences for fentanyl-related convictions. Congress approved the measure earlier this year with bipartisan majorities in the House and Senate.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. President Trump says Coca-Cola has agreed to use real cane sugar in Coke in the U.S., just posting that he's been speaking to the company about this. The Trump administration has been critical of companies using food additives in the U.S. they're not allowed to use in Europe. America is listening to Fox News.
Summer is all about making memories, right? Backyard barbecues, road trips, maybe finally getting around to that hiking trail you've been eyeballing. But if you're living with pain, those future memories can be stolen from you. So here's a thought. Call 1-800-4RELIEF and try Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement designed to help your body fight pain. It's a doctor-developed formula made from natural ingredients. Best part? Relief Factor doesn't mask pain. It helps reduce or even eliminate it for good. Whether it's kayaking, running around with the little ones, or just chilling in a hammock, Relief Factor can help you feel better, move better, and do more of the things you love all summer long. So if you're ready to reclaim your summer, head over to ReliefFactor.com or give them a call at 1-800-4RELIEF. Do it now and get their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. That's 1-800-4RELIEF.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of leg, ready on your dog target. Road guards out. Stand by. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. How's it going? With Pete Davis and Flounder at the controls and Lord Bryan's in the back. And your calls on 106.3. Happy Hump Day, 404-741-1230, 1230 if you would like to join us. A lot of political stuff going on. Also, we'll talk more baseball stuff. Holy Crap at Sports is coming up. Another Flounder's Funny and all kinds of good stuff. Also, living longer was something I find hard to believe that they're actually ballyhooing, but it'll come up. And a lot of political stuff. And in fact, this just in now, House Republicans are not giving up by a long shot. The Oversight Committee not ruling out compelling former President Biden himself and the enabling queen, the cuckold queen, Dr. Jill. They're potentially thinking about compelling them to appear before Congress to talk about signs of his mental health decline and how it was covered up. Jim Comer today said every option's on the table. We're trying to get answers. We're going to try to do this rapidly. When asked if he'd bring in the former president, we'll decide as a committee what steps to take and who to bring in. I think now every option's on the table. Byron Donalds, Florida Republican, said more forcefully, he said, now, as far as I'm concerned, every member of the Biden administration at this point needs to be subpoenaed. I don't care if they were a secretary. I don't care if they were a janitor working in there. They've all got to come in and answer questions. When asked if that meant the former First Lady, he said, of course. They were there for the deposition of Anthony Bernal, the longtime aide to Dr. Jill, who's been covering up everything. He's her work husband guy, and he's been covering up everything. Her right-hand man, he says, listen, Anthony Bernal was the right-hand man. That's her guy. Her chief of staff, Donald, said, if he came in here and pleaded the fifth, I'm sorry. The former first lady, she's got to come in here and answer the questions. They're investigating the cover-up, and with the New York Times, Biden affirmed he made every decision on his own, which is a bunch of crap. Anyway, they're talking about Bernal invoking the Fifth Amendment, and they're claiming that it was not an admission of his guilt. And Donald says that's a stunning move. So far, 3 of his aides have been subpoenaed in the investigation, and the House doctor, again, took the Fifth Amendment. And again, there's no reason he should have, because he wasn't asked about giving a medical diagnosis of Joe Biden, at least in the beginning. He was asked if anybody pressured him to change his topics. He was asked about communications he had with White House staff. Not with a patient. Anyway, here we go. And I think that's interesting news that Coca-Cola is going to go back to using cane sugar.
Good. That's healthier for you.
Yeah, it is
not
better.
Not by much, but it is.
That'd be still. I mean, not that I think anybody cares about. Well, maybe they. I look at ingredients. Do you look at? I look at ingredients.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Which is amazing that I would look at ingredients, but I do. I mean,
if I see a new cola or something weird I haven't seen before,
I look at it.
If it's got that corn syrup crap, I don't pay attention.
Yeah. 506. How you doing? Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Okay, now the Epstein thing. Here we go again. And again, I've been getting kind of ripped from members of you, the audience, about harping on the Epstein thing and how I believe that there was evidence it was stolen or hidden, and we want to know who did it and what was in it and what da-da-da-da-da. And then we had Clay Travis on at 3 o'clock, the beginning of the show, because he was here in the building doing his show from noon to 3 before he left Atlanta to go back and do his thing. So, and he was talking about the Alan Dershowitz comments in his report, where Alan Dershowitz said he's seen all the stuff that was there, and there was not a single piece of evidence against any current member of Congress or the House or any current official in American government, apparently. And so, and again, they could get to the bottom of a lot of this if they. I mean, the girl victims, the young girls, told investigators what they did and with whom. Ghislaine Maxwell in prison was there for all of it. And by the way, Dershowitz, according to, we were talking to Clay today, Dershowitz says that there were no secret hidden cameras in the bedrooms. Although Virginia Jeffrey, who killed herself, I saw her being interviewed on TV, an old interview from a couple of years ago, where she said she saw in some main room that there was one after another of TV monitors, and the label below the TV monitors was bedroom 1, bedroom 2, bathroom, stuff like that. And Dershowitz says no, the only cameras were to record stuff in the living areas, in the main living areas of the house. So I don't know. I mean, I believe him. I've always believed Dershowitz. But again, he may, I don't know. But getting to this, Donald Trump, he was trying to tell people to stop talking about it. And then all of a sudden today, Donald Trump, first of all, on Truth Social last night, he comes out and he says, he sought to pin the frenzy on radical left Democrats and whining that Republicans aren't putting up a united front. He says, Democrats stick together like glue. Their scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. My supporters in the past have brought into this bourgeois hook, line, and sinker. Let them continue forward. I don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented success because I don't even want their support anymore. That was on Truth Social. And then Donald Trump was in public and they asked him about it. And founder Donald Trump said this about the Epstein case. Right over here.
I know you want to move past all this intrigue over the Epstein files, but I do want to ask you to clarify something you said this morning. You said this was all a hoax. Has your attorney general told you this was a hoax? What evidence have you seen?
It's not the attorney general. No, I know it's a hoax. It's started by Democrats. It's been run by the Democrats for 4 years. You had Christopher Wray and these characters and Comey before him. And it's a bad group. It started, actually, look at the Steele dossier that turned out to be a total hoax. The 51 agents, the intelligence, so-called intelligence, agents was a hoax. It's all been a big hoax. It's perpetrated by the Democrats, and some stupid Republicans and foolish Republicans fall into the net, and so they try and do the Democrats' work. The Democrats are good for nothing other than these hoaxes. They're bad for policy. They're bad for picking candidates that can get elected. No, it's I call it the Epstein hoax. It takes a lot of time and effort. Instead of talking about the great achievements we've had, a great gentleman yesterday, as you know, went on CNBC and he made the statement that Trump may go down as the greatest president of all in the United States. And instead of talking about the things we've achieved, we've had tremendous achievement. They're wasting their time with a guy who obviously had some very serious problems, who died 3-4 years ago. I'd rather talk about the success we have with the economy, the best we've ever had, and all of the things we've done, including the Middle East. I mean, you see it. Instead, they want to talk about the Epstein hoax. And the sad part is it's people that are really doing the Democrats' work. They're stupid people.
Well, for the record, Ghislaine Maxwell's family says she is very happy to testify. They don't think she got a fair trial, but she says, I'd be very happy to testify before Congress. And clearly the only reason that they have not called her to testify is because they don't want her to testify. They don't want to have her say stuff. I mean, they could do it behind closed doors. They could do a closed meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell. Because although if her testimony wouldn't count as hard evidence, as an eyewitness, I don't know. I mean, again, and by the way, I mentioned earlier, a cellmate of Ghislaine Maxwell's, until recently, she just got out, but the cellmate said she was with her for quite a while and knows her, and the cellmate says, for the record, Ghislaine Maxwell is not suicidal. Given that Jeffrey Epstein suddenly died, and we're still debating whether that was true or not, was a suicide, and this former cellmate says Ghislaine Maxwell is not suicidal. Therefore, in case she turns up dead one day, it's really no reason to, do a thing. So, for the record there. Also, we got Holy Crap of Sports coming up. And the secret to a longer life could be something called psilocybin, extending the lifespan of rats, bringing back their hair, letting them live longer. Where do you find out I tell you where psilocybin is found?
We know where that's from. We know.
Yeah, baby. God.
I saw some today on my walk.
Oh, goodness. Well, take a little basket with you, do you? When you're And now, Holy Crap at Sports is coming up. Kimber P. Flounder, Lauren Bryant in the back there.
Extra 106.3 has the biggest lineup of conservative voices all week, and we're loaded with live and local programming every weekend. The All Four Seasons Home Show, Back Your Blue, Ben Burnett, Janelle King, and NASCAR on Sundays. See the full weekend lineup at extra1063.com and stream it free on the Extra app.
You know, it's funny. Ever since my little daughter Sarah said, Daddy, where's all your stuff in case we need it with something? Well, my medical records and my living will are locked up in a safe. Thank you. Atlanta Safe House can do the same thing for you. Again, they have a showroom in Acworth. If you're up Industrial Boulevard area one day, go check it out for yourself. They have almost 200 of them right there. Big safes and little safes. They can build you a family storm shelter, vault doors, jewelry safes, pistol safes, and gun safes. By the way, no gun safe sales tax. You don't have to pay sales tax on any gun safe at Atlanta Safe House. They have all the top brands: American Security, Fort Knox, Browning. My goodness, the gun safes. And by the way, they can put them anywhere you want, and they only use off-duty police and firefighters and military folks because you can trust them in your home or your office. If you want them to bolt it from the inside into your concrete floor, your basement or garage, like they did mine, they can do that too. Tell them the Kimber sent you when you check it out. Again, rebates and sales, you're going to save a bundle of money. Check them out. Their showroom in Acworth and on the web. See what they can do for you, protecting your stuff, locking it up, and they're never going to give out your master reset code either. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Experience luxury like never before behind the wheel of a brand new Cadillac from Jim Ellis Cadillac.
From the iconic Escalade to the innovative electric Lyriq, Jim Ellis Cadillac offers the models you know and love, along with the latest in luxury EVs.
And the buying experience just as luxurious as the Cadillac name itself. With great prices, a great selection, and a team of knowledgeable sales associates, you'll love shopping at their showroom conveniently located on Peachtree Boulevard, just inside the perimeter.
Prefer to shop drive from home? Visit JimEllisCadillac.com, where you can browse all the latest offers and even start or complete your entire purchase online with the Jim Ellis Expressway.
Want to try before you buy? Schedule an at-home test drive and enjoy the convenience of home vehicle delivery. Luxury is waiting. Experience it today at Jim Ellis Cadillac. Jim Ellis Cadillac, where you can always expect the best.
Hey, it's Front Office Los for True Prep. Thinking about buying a firearm for home defense or personal safety, but don't know where to start? Start with True Prep. We're a family-owned store focused on education, safety, and community. Our Firearm Fundamentals for First-Time Buyers workshop has been so popular, we've added new dates, August 3rd and August 24th, to meet the demand. Learn about the purchasing process, gun safety, selecting the right gun, and more. Visit TruePrep.com. That's TRUPrep.com to sign up today.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We are a family-owned, operated, independent local company. We have over 15 years of artificial grass design, installation, and sales experience. From premium artificial lawns and backyards, custom putting greens, sports fields, hardscape, drainage, we do both residential and commercial. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
My name is Patrick, and I'm the Military Outreach Manager at the Warrior Alliance. I served in the U.S. Army as an airborne ranger and deployed to several combat zones in support of the global war on terror. Veterans bring excellence through our work ethic, skills, and civic duty. However, transitioning to civilian life can be difficult, as we all share a loss of purpose when leaving the military. Returning veterans have earned and deserve our support so they can thrive on their journey home. The Warrior Alliance understands the challenge and is helping warriors navigate to success after service. Join us in changing thousands of lives for the better. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
By texting 26022, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Tax Lien Code. Message and data rates may apply. Terms apply. Available at taxliencode.com.
Imagine waking up and not needing to rush. No commute, no emails, no boss. Just coffee, sunlight, and the freedom to choose. That's the power of tax lien investing. It's been around for over 200 years, used by banks, hedge funds, and the wealthy. And now, finally, it's being taught right here in Atlanta. It's secure, predictable, passive income backed by real estate and mandated by state law. And it pays you, sometimes 15 to 35% returns. You don't need to own property. You just need to see how it works and how to do it right. We've taught over 100,000 students, and we'll teach you for free at a live masterclass right here in Atlanta. If you're ready to start building real wealth through tax lien investing, this is it. Text EARN to 26022 to reserve your free seat. That's EARN to 26022. But hurry, seats are limited. Text EARN to 26022.
Hoorah, Jarhead, 1957. Marine pilot John Glenn set a transcontinental record flying his Crusader jet from California to New York in 3 hours, 23 minutes, and 8.4 seconds. Semper Fi. And now sponsored by RBM of Atlanta. Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
What an all-star game. Atlanta should be proud as punch. After a historic Midsummer Classic in many ways, the National League blew a 6-0 lead, but won it in the first ever swing-off after the game was tied. 6 players gathered for 3 swings to hit homers. The American League took a 3-1 lead before the Phillies' Kyle Schwarber got up, and to the cheers of even the Braves fans did this.
And he has gone 3 for 3 to put the NL on top. He swings and sends one down the line to the right. He's on a knee, and he has gone 3 for 3 to put the NL on top. 4-3.
That sounds familiar.
What a show by Schwarber.
Schwarber. I think that was Joe Davis. I have no clue. Could have been the radio guy.
And what a great picture, too, when he dropped to that one knee. I mean, just what a classic moment. It just classic.
Somebody put a classic painting of some monk doing the same thing from like the 1600s.
Really?
Yeah,
that's pretty funny. Yeah, cool.
Schwarber blasting those 3 long balls, took a 4-3 lead. Tampa Bay's Jonathan Aranda could not answer, and the NL wins for just the second time in 12 years. The final official score, 7-6. It's the first time a team had rallied from 6 runs down. The most ever was 5 runs in the mid-1950s, but it was all for naught as the senior circuit won. The Mets' Pete Alonso didn't even have to swing in the swing-off. He had a 3-run homer earlier. He did his job. Schwarber named the MVP. Stole it very end with the last swing of his. Ronald Acuna Jr. singled in the first inning and scored. Matt Olson made a great play in the top of the ninth that nearly saved the game.
Oh, man,
and
I saw
Chris
that
Sale,
catch. Wow, yeah.
he watched with glee from the dugout. Yeah, that was Olson's
Snagged
one of his
that
better
thing.
plays.
Whew, yeah, sweet.
And he made up because earlier when it bounced off him, a hard ball had bounced off his glove, so he made up with that one. I'm sure he was very happy.
Yep.
I am calling, though, for a moratorium on any more Padres pitchers closing out the ninth inning for the National League. You remember a few years ago when the vastly overrated closer Trevor Hoffman was one strike away from blowing the game, and he blew the game. Another San Diego pitcher last night nearly did the same. I don't even remember his name. Then Mets closer Edwin Diaz came in to complete the blown ninth inning. All right. So the NL doesn't score in the bottom of the ninth. So now, and I'm thinking, gosh, extra innings. You know, I'm kind of tired at this point. And they said, no extra innings. And by the way, great Hank Aaron tribute. Not too long and cool visuals using what I assume were the drones. Is that how they did that in the middle of the field?
I guess. I don't know.
Or maybe something from down up there, the rooftop, shining down. Maybe did that. It was unbelievable. One lone firework representing home run number 715. Then a solo light shining to the sky, showing where the ball would have landed if it had been old Atlanta Fulton County Stadium out there in left center. Exciting game and ending. The party outside the park was huge fun. Drum lines, people drinking, dancing, playing ping pong, air hockey, and I didn't see anybody not smiling and not having a good time. And it was people from all over the world was wandering around there. And it wasn't as hot as it was earlier. Once the sun kind of got away from us and the cloud cover came in, it was beautiful. So well done, Battery. Well done, Atlanta. Well done, Braves. I think it's one of the better put up, and I've been to a few All-Star games, and that was one of the better ones.
Yeah, true.
Fox Sports dropped the ball a few times, though. Their pregame skits with the players not amusing. And when Acuna scored from first base on Ketel Marte's first inning double, all they showed was Shohei Ohtani jogging into home. They failed to show Ronald rounding the bases fast and scoring all the way from first.
Right.
That would have been exciting to see. Not one shot on it.
I couldn't believe
it.
I couldn't believe it. And in fact, I wondered how they got the 2 runs. And I mean, it just I think they missed the whole opportunity to show them.
Well, it had to show Shohei jogging. Like, whoa. Later on, commentator John Smoltz managed to take Clayton Kershaw off. In mid-windup, the mic'd-up Dodgers lefty asked Smoltz what he should throw. And John quickly answered cutter, then even more quickly changed that to slider inside. Clayton immediately said, I don't throw a cutter. Then almost said, son of a biscuit eater, before bouncing one in the dirt. And that center fielder for the Cubs, Pete Crow Armstrong, fun to watch. Got a beautiful girlfriend, wife, whatever she was, but is quite cocksure of himself. He reminds me of Pete Rose and Reggie Jackson in that sense. He likes talking about. And the robo-ump was used to. Everybody loved it. I thought I could see. Didn't you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was great.
It was quick. It was easy.
And that's the other thing. It wasn't like a video review that takes 3.5 minutes. It was boom, bam, wow, you're in, and go play.
I was fast. My fast forward goes 15 seconds, and the first time it happened, I go, I don't want to see them standing around, with their thumbs up their butt, looking at each other. So I hit it, and I'd missed it. So I had to go back and watch it. It was how quick that sucker was. Anyway, and the players sometimes would just stand there at home plate going and just not agree with it.
And they started laughing. Although the pitcher was laughing.
Yeah. I mean, and I love the signal they use to signal I want that reviewed. You know what that is?
I saw it and I forgot what it was.
They pat their head 3 times.
Yeah.
Real high-tech stuff right there, but it looks great.
Yeah,
he just sits there and pats his head. Anyway, Braves mascot blooper tweets, thank you to all the fans, staff, and mascots for making my first home All-Star game an incredible experience. I appreciate all the fans and our rivals, but not Billy the Marlin, that sicko.
What, he pulled down his pants or something?
I have no idea what Billy the Marlin did.
That must have been good.
You remember that someone stole Billy the Marlin's head once, and it ended up in that canal outside of Joe Robbie Stadium there in Miami. Miccosukee Canal or something. Chris Sale pitched yesterday. Well, he threw the ball around yesterday. Could be back after August 19th, so we're waiting for Chris to come back. And they interviewed him last night during the game, and he was hysterical. That guy could be a commentator.
I missed that. I didn't see that part. That's really
very funny.
Really?
Very
No
funny.
kidding.
6-game homestand starts Friday night. At first, the Yankees in for 3. Then the Giants come to town for a trio of games. Yesterday, the Falcons, the Falcons revealed 3 throwback games for the upcoming, throwback uniforms for the games in the upcoming regular season. All will be played under primetime lights. The throwback unis will make their return October 13th in Buffalo. The Week 6 game, scheduled for 7:15 p.m. on ESPN, will be the Falcons' second primetime slot of the season, but first at home. The Falcons will then break the throwback uniforms out twice in December. They will sport them December 11th on the road at Tampa Bay and Week 15, and Thursday night matchup on Amazon Prime. I'm sure you're a big fan of Amazon Prime.
I'm going to get that app tomorrow.
And again at home on December 29th against the Rams on Monday Night Football in Week 17. That's ESPN. Now, last year the Falcons were 3-0 in their throwback unis. They beat the Saints, the Buccaneers at overtime, and the Giants. And you got to love those red helmets.
Is it it's a red helmet? And what are the pants?
The black jersey.
The black jerseys?
I don't know. I don't remember what
I don't remember the pants.
The pants.
They tan?
Either black or silver. Something like that.
Yeah, I think
white.
they were like, I don't think they were, but I remember the red helmet. I like the red helmets.
The best ones they had was the Steve Bartkowski, William Andrews, Fulton Kuykendall, Jeff Van Note, 1970s Falcons uniforms were the best they've ever had.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. And another example of F around and find out, Oakmont Country Club has banned golfer Wyndham Clark from its property after he damaged his locker following a missed cut at last month's U.S. Open. In a letter sent to members this week, Oakmont Country Club President John Lynch said the club reached its decision after lots of discussions with the U.S. Golf Association and the club's board. The ban could be lifted if the 31-year-old pays for damages, makes a meaningful contribution to a charity selected by the club, and undergoes counseling and or anger management therapy. Well, if I'm Clark, I tell them I'll gladly apologize, which he's done. I will pay for the damage, but they can shove their counseling and anger management up their 19th hole. Now, that's what I thought before I saw that this is not the first time he has nutted up.
Yeah, tell him about the tee box maybe or something happened here. I forgot. What's
PGA Championship in May. Clark threw his driver and damaged a sign near the tee box, which, the worst part, featured one of his most prominent sponsors. And here's what he said at the time. As professionals, we are expected to remain professional even when frustrated, and I unfortunately let my emotions get the best of me. This was a statement. My actions were uncalled for and completely inappropriate, making it clear that I have things I need to work on. I promise to better the way I handle my frustrations on the course going forward, and hope you all can forgive me in due time. Unless I miss a putt and cut at the U.S. Open, and all bets are off. Well, at least he waited until he got inside the clubhouse this time, so no one could really see him.
Brutal.
Clark is now 28th. He slipped to the official world golf ranking of 28, heading to the Open Championship in Britain, Portrush, Northern Ireland. I always look forward to it every year. Hopefully there's bad weather. Starts tomorrow, right?
It's like 5 o'clock in the morning of TV coverage, I think, early.
I may get up and watch them. Sam Ponder finally speaking out about her unjust firing from woke ESPN last year. Miss Ponder was on another former ESPN anchor's Sage Steele's podcast and called the reason for her being let go after 14 years, quote, legit crazy, end quote. Sam believes she was canned for her views on transgender athletes, saying, I was told after the fact privately that most people at the top of the company did agree with me on the issue, but there is a loud activist group at Disney, and they are not happy with me. When she tried to talk about the girls who felt they were wronged by having to dress in front of a naked man, then lose to him, Ponder was told she would not be allowed to misgender anyone, which she wasn't even doing. So Sam also got in trouble by favoriting a tweet from Megyn Kelly saying men do not need gynecologists.
Wow.
Yeah, and she got a memo over that one.
Give me a break. I mean, these freaking people. Well, they're suffering for I guess they're suffering for it. With the stuff they're putting out, Disney people, for example.
And
ESPN,
people,
I don't know.
Yeah. The Ohio Valley Ironmen have canceled the rest of their 2025 season.
Oh, no. What happened?
Because no one wants to play them anymore.
Really?
After starting their season with games of 45-0, 39-0, and 82-0, the Ironmen cited other teams' unwillingness to face them as the reason for an early conclusion to their first season.
What kind of sport is this we're talking about?
Football.
It's 80-something is not. That's not a good sign for the.
One of the teams is in Tampa that said, I'm not even staying in the league anymore. The other team is in Chihuahua, Mexico, and said, no mas.
What
no
the hell
mas.
league is this anyway?
Semi-pro football. That's what Johnny Unitas was playing when he was picked by somebody out there, Pittsburgh or Baltimore. Mother Nature 2, Us Nothing. A golfer has died at 28. He was struck by lightning, a horrifying accident at the course in New Jersey. And the players say they were not properly warned about the dangerous weather. Simon John Mariani lost his life. He was hit at the 15th hole of the Ballyowen Golf Course in Hardyston, Jersey on July 8th. Golfers say the horn sound was much too low. They didn't hear it. One of the better golf courses in New Jersey. Wow. And Olympic freestyle skier Alden Grunwald, who won bronze at the 2010 Vancouver Olympics, died this week. He was struck by lightning. The athlete hit by a bolt during a cabin trip. Passed away from his injuries last night. Grunwald was 49 years old.
Wow, that's not good.
On this. All right. This day in history, July 16th, I believe, 2006, Chipper Jones extends his consecutive game streak. An extra base hit to 14 games, tying the Major League record held by Paul Wainer. For what Jay has in the box.
Yes.
What was Paul and his little brother Lloyd Wainer's nicknames?
The Wangs. I don't know. The Wieners. The Wiener dogs. The Wieners.
No. Big Poison and Little Poison.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
Oh, and in 1990, Steve Lyons slid headfirst into first base to beat out a bunt. The play became memorable when the White Sox first baseman dropped his pants to brush away the dirt inside his uniform in front of 14,770 surprised fans at Tiger Stadium.
I think we've all done that.
The look on his face when he realized what he did.
Funny. Pete Davis, 5:31, and so much more coming up, including a tribute to Joe DiMaggio, and some birthdays and all stuff. Kimmer Pete Flounder, Laura Bryant in the back, and we got news and stuff and everything here. And more about some reaction to the Kimmer, from Pete's double dating with the Kimmer last night, and my car and hot babe pics coming up. 5:31. Look out. Here we go.
More than just headlines on your ride to work? It's the Morning Extra, live from 6 to 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Need a great mover? Atlanta Peach Movers. There's no tree in our name. A full-service moving company referred by realtors. Local, long distance, storage, and packing. Moving soon? Call Atlanta Peach Movers. 770-441-3232. That's 770-441-3232. Or book online at atlantapeachmovers.com. Atlanta Peach Movers, proud partners of the Atlanta Realtors Association and official mover of the Atlanta Braves.
It either is or it isn't. When it comes down to it, that's all that really matters when choosing a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz. It's either certified by Mercedes-Benz factory-trained and certified technicians, or it isn't. It's either backed by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 7 years, or it isn't. Welcome to the Mercedes-Benz Dream Days sales event now through July 31st. Come in today and take advantage of finance rates as low as 2.99% APR special financing on select models. In addition, you'll receive unlimited confidence with Mercedes-Benz's unlimited mileage warranty, delivering continued assurance for up to 7 years. Because in the end, contact RBM of Atlanta for details and see how to qualify. We'd love to welcome you to the RBM of Atlanta family. Not all offers apply to all vehicles, and special financing available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Services through July 31st, 2025. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
You should never need financing for a simple garage door repair, but it's happening here. Out-of-town companies have invaded Atlanta for a cash grab, charging outrageous prices. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Stay local and stay on budget for every opening of your home. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Kevin McAlpin here alongside Evan Ward, host of North Georgia's Retirement Game Plan, heard right here on Extra 106.3. And Evan, many Americans think having a well-funded 401k means they will have a comfortable retirement. But the question I have is that really all we need?
Kevin, that's a great question. The way the analogy I use is it's like having a really, really good play in your game, but a good play isn't a game plan. That'll work once. It's limited. What we want is a plan, a game plan throughout the entire course of your retirement that we know it sets you up for success. 401ks are a great savings tool, but they're not a plan. They're a play. And so what we do is we put together an income plan as well as an investment plan to make sure that you are taking the stress out of your retirement. You've worked too long, too hard. You've made all the right decisions, sacrificed to get to this point. You've got it down to the 1 yard line. Now you need a game plan to finish it off, and that's what we provide.
And let's be honest, we stress for 30, 40 years in the workforce. That's the last thing you want to have to deal with when you get to retirement, right?
Of course, the whole point, our philosophy is let's take the stress out of retirement so that you know this new phase of your life is going to be the thing you've been working so long to enjoy.
That's the last thing you want when it comes to your retirement is stress. If it sounds like you, pick up the phone, call Evan and the team at Atlas Retirement today for a complimentary 401k x-ray. That number is 678-736-7799. 678-736-7799. Or get more details anytime online. It's atlasretirement.net. That's atlasretirement.net. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Promises made, promises kept. The president is making the economy great again. He's securing the border for America's safety, and the mainstream media still wants to tear him down.
The media wants Donald Trump to fail. That's their goal. That's how they'll report his progress.
But we know the truth, and we give you the perspective that other stations won't. Atlanta's only conservative voice is Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Let's go surfing now. Everybody learning how. Coming on safari with me.
The Beach Boys. There we go.
We're loading up our woody with our boards inside and heading out singing our song.
Bum, bum, bum.
Surfing safari.
Oh, man, I miss the 60s. Not really. I was miserable in my teenage years. Anyway, 1962. By the Safari. The Beach Boys signed to Capitol Records. Their first hit was in September of 1962, Surfin' Safari, written by Brian Wilson and Mike Love. The Beach Boys recorded the song at World Pacific Studios back in February and was the band's second ever recording session. The Beach Boys. 5:37. To the phones, taking priority. Mark's been hanging on. Hey, Mark, welcome aboard. Thanks for sticking with us. What's going on?
Hey, good afternoon. Not much, guys. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the flag burning. You guys made a reference to it earlier. Before we get to that, though, I also want to give you all a big thanks for giving our conservative views and values a loud and clear voice.
Well, wow. Thank you for your comments. I think that's the only way to go, frankly. And it's good to see what happened the last election. And Donald Trump is on a rampage, and things are looking great. I'm excited about the future, and I appreciate your comments.
Yeah.
I think we're finally on the right track. Yes, sir.
Agreed. Absolutely. In any case, what I was going to say is you shared a story about stopping the guy from burning one. I also, at one point in my life, did the same thing. The key thing to keep in mind is and you know this as an ex-Marine, I got a little miffed with this guy when I saw him standing there holding the flag, getting ready to burn it. And I happened to look over, happened to see this just kind of out of the corner of my eye. My point is, I grabbed his forearm and made his arm go down so that flag touched the ground.
Aha.
Then I let his damn arm go and told him, you want to burn it now? It's a rag. You go right ahead, pal.
Hope he broke his arm.
Yeah, maybe.
I was hoping myself.
I guess
my point, and again, Kimmer, you know this to be true as an ex-Marine. Yeah, once that flag hits the ground, it's no longer our flag. It's nothing more than a damn rag.
Well, technically, theoretically, but still, yeah, it doesn't make me feel any better either way. But and again, in my neighborhood, there are my little flags that I run in my porch 24 hours a day, and there's one flag in the neighborhood, and it's an old guy. In fact, I went by the other day on my chopper, and I gave him a salute and a thumbs up. He was out there raking his driveway or something, and because he's got the one flag in the neighborhood besides my deck. So anyway, thanks, man.
That's really cool.
I appreciate it. Thank you, and go America, man. I think we're on the right track. No question about it. 5:39, things are happening. Things are good. And the Epstein thing, we'll figure that out and then go back. We got to get together on this. We can't let this destroy what's happening in this country. A couple of quick sports birthdays here, Pete Davis. Carly Lloyd is 43. Some soccer girl was an Olympian and the World Cup winner in 2015. I don't know. Carly Lloyd, 43. Yeah. Let's see. Barry Sanders, 57 years old today. And Jimmy Johnson, former coach of the Cowboys and Dolphins, rock solid hair, it says here. He still on the NFL pregame show on Fox, I guess, still. Didn't he just retire? Did he just announce, or was that?
I think he's stepping down, yeah.
I think he did. He's 82. I mean, good for him. Anyway, and on this day in history, Pete Davis, 1941, New York Yankees slugger Joe DiMaggio extends his hitting streak to 56 games, a major league record that still stands. On this day in 1941, he hit in game number 56. The next day, he goes 0 for 4. So there you go.
And then he started another streak.
And then he went.
It could have gone to like 70 or something.
Yeah. Isn't that, yeah. And by the way, that's true. It's like another 25 or 30 or almost 30 games again, I think, or something after that. I'd forgotten now. But yeah, what a story. Let's see. In Congress, they had J.D. Vance had to do the cast of the tie-breaking vote to move the rescissions package forward. It would defund PBS and NPR in the Senate Public Radio and Public Broadcasting. And so the three Republicans, Mitch McConnell, Lisa Murkowski, and another girl, Susan Collins, all voted no, that they wanted to keep the money in for public broadcasting, which has plenty of money. They sell stuff. They have auctions. They have private contributors, and they can they sell Elmo dolls or whatever it is they sell. I mean, but believe me, they're not lacking for money. And I don't have a problem, like Pete's mentioned a million times as well. If you're doing educational programs or history things, that's one thing. But if you think America needs a news program or commentators deciding what the news is and what the news means to America, no. We don't have a government news, what it means perspective
Pravda
to America.
Izvestia.
Yeah. Yeah, that's totally wrong in every way. And by the way, a couple of Republican lawmakers are introducing a bill to repeal the largest teachers' union's federal charter of the National Education Association, because these are the people who just had their meeting and calling Donald Trump a fascist, which they misspelled, which is, seriously funny and ironic at the same thing. All right, 5:42. Now, a couple things I didn't get to. I mentioned it before. This is really amazing to me. A new study from Emory University here in Atlanta, the Department of Medicine, has shown that psilocybin, known as magic mushrooms, extend your lifespan. Psilocybin, I'm pronouncing it correctly, it's PSIL.
Yes.
Psilocybin.
That's what the kids tell me.
It extends, I'll bet, it extends cellular lifespan and survival in old mice. It's a naturally occurring psychedelic compound produced by hallucinogenic mushrooms. It's clinical evidence showing it has treating potential in psychiatric and neurodegenerative conditions. And as it turns out, the active metabolite in psilocybin increases the lifespan in mice, and it gives them back their hair. They get healthier and live longer. Now they don't know how this is going to affect humans. Where do they go from here? So they obviously need more testing, but apparently, obviously, shows relief from physical ailments like pain, chronic pain, and migraines from magic mushrooms. Now, that's great if they can figure out if it helps humans, especially live longer and healthier. And I mean, we'll see. I wonder what it's going to be like in a couple of 100 years if we're still around, if there's still life on this planet. I mean, with AI. I mean, at some point they're going to ask AI, "What's a good medicine to fight cancer?" And they'll go, "Here it is," and come up with a formula. I mean, I think that's going to be true. I think someone's going to put in stuff, and they're going to talk to AI and say, "How do we cure prostate cancer? How do we cure breast cancer?" And they'll have AI will come up with a formula. I mean, individual, right. Depending on your specific genetic, your chromosomes. Take a look at your genetic makeup and have a plan for you, specifically for you. Unbelievable. 544. And by the way, a couple of young generation stories in the news here, which are kind of funny and weird, including Gen Z and millennial women are no longer big fans of face fillers and breast implants.
It's funny you should say that, because those Cavender twins that are so famous, one was dating Carson Beck and everything, they've both gone in for breast implants today.
Well, today? Oh, is that right? Wow.
Cavender.
Yeah. Anyway, well, we'll talk about this coming up. It's 5:45 already. Holy cow. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, and Lord Brian back there. And we'll have another Flounder's Funny and wrap up kind of a happy hump day for you here with 106.3. How you doing?
The Kimmer Show is live until 6 p.m. and Extra 106.3 has the rest of your night covered with Jesse Kelly up next. Fox Across America with Jimmy Fela at 9 p.m. and The Guy Benson Show at midnight. All live on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Santa's traded in his sleigh for a surfboard. This is Jaron Solomon, and it's Christmas in July at Solomon Brothers Jewelers. We're turning up the holiday cheer with 31% off every single item in our specially marked trays. That's right, rings, necklaces, earrings, every type of jewelry we carry is included. It's not just holiday hype, it's the real deal. Inspired by 31 days of July and packed with serious sparkle. Come see why we're Atlanta's only 5-star rated jeweler with over 3,000 glowing reviews. The preferred jeweler of the Atlanta Braves, a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs, and the official jeweler of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. For 31% off during Christmas in July. So come see us on the 17th floor of Tower Place in Buckhead, on Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, and on Fisher Crossing Drive in Sharpsburg, right across from the Costco. Online at SolomonBrothers.com.
You protect your physical health by choosing your doctors carefully. Protect your financial health by choosing an attorney carefully. An accident can be very costly. You want to receive the compensation you deserve. Call Van Sant Law. My friend David Van Sant will take care of you, trust me, very well. The number is 855-GA-INJURY. The website is vansantlaw.com. In the event of an accident, it could be the most important phone call you make.
Hey, Georgia neighbors, it's time to expect more from your Medicare Advantage. Discover Sonder Health's custom plans tailored just for Georgians. Saunders offers unique benefits, including special plans for those living with chronic conditions. Some plans even come with grocery or gas benefits to support your overall well-being. Sonder Health makes it easy to get the coverage you need. See for yourself what today's Medicare Advantage can do for you. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com, a healthier state of life. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO and PPO with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
This is Tom with the Honest Car Guy.
Hey, what's with all this honesty stuff?
We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly.
How honestly?
We guarantee that each vehicle we sell will come with a bill of sale showing what we paid for the vehicle. You'll pay what we pay, plus an honest fee. Guaranteed.
No gimmicks or tricks?
Nope.
Man, this sounds like a new way to buy a car.
Get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
You upgrade your phone, you upgrade your wardrobe, even your lawn. So why not upgrade the part of your home that actually protects your family? Southern Exteriors specializes in roofing, siding, gutters, windows, and they're making it easier than ever before with 10% off any job or 12 months of 0% financing. Hey, it's Tug, and I know the folks at Southern Exteriors. They show up, they do it right, and they stand behind their work. Call them today, 877-9-SOUTHERN, or visit southernexteriors.co.
Oh, baby, 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 baby. Come back, baby. I want to play house with you.
Friggin' Elvis.
Well, you may go to college. You may go to school.
Oh, my.
You may have a pink Cadillac, but don't you be nobody's fool. And I'll be baby, come back.
This is Elvis Presley, 1955. Made his first Baby Let's Play House appearance on the national charts. Baby Let's Play House entered the Cash Box Country chart At number 15, recorded in 1954, Elvis's version is a little different from the original. Elvis starts the song with a chorus where the other guy began with the first verse, the guy who wrote it, and then replaced the line, "You may get religion," with the words, "You may have a pink Cadillac," referring to his custom-painted 1955 Cadillac that had been serving as the band's transportation car at the time. Elvis Presley, 1955. Good grief. Phone calls take priority. Swatoon, you're on the radio. How you been, my friend? What's up? What's going on?
Hey, two things, guys. First of all, for that psychogelic drug thingies, mushrooms, whatever, I volunteer Pete, because if he grows the hair, then we know it works.
If he grows hair, we know it works. Yeah, me too.
I'm up.
Share.
I'm up for it.
Yes, sir.
And the second thing for that, the professor of Islamic studies, whatever.
Yeah.
They need to put him on terrorist list. Then they need to get the judge and get lawyer to stop his social media, phone, everything. And they need to track down who's he, corrupting in America. So that way he needs to go to jail.
Yeah, it's amazing. A professor at Georgetown, at head of the Islamic chair department at Georgetown University, was hoping that Iran will have at least one bomb left they should drop on an American military institution just to kind of even it up and shut the people up from having the war over there. And they took away his chairmanship. Again, the fact they even have that kind of thing. And again, where's a Democrat condemning anti-Semitism on college or high school or anybody else's campuses? Nobody. Swatoon, this is unbelievable.
Democrats will condemn this kind of stuff if it's popular.
Yeah,
if it's not popular, they will not condemn it.
Yeah. Semper Fi, my friend. Yeah.
Keep have a great day. Bye.
Thank you. Keep the faith. 551, Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. Let's see. Our birthday list includes Ruben Blades is 77. Ruben Blades was Daniel Salazar on Fear the Walking Dead, among other things. Another couple of comments. I posted some pictures of me with Pete Davis's two girlfriends on our triple-double date last night across the way. And that was really fun. It really was great getting out. They dragged me over there, and I'm so happy I went. And they were real sweet, and they treated me like an actual man and everything. I love those girls. Anyway, so and Pete took unbeknownst to me, Pete took the girls up to my car where I was parked on the up in the parking lot, and had some pictures of them, caressing my car and hanging on the car and their legs over the car and stuff like that, which is really, I love it. And so some of the reaction was, testing out the pacemaker, were you? Loved your response when she asked you for money. I don't remember. Did somebody ask? Well, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
No.
You don't remember where's your billfold?
I don't remember that. What? Tell me.
You don't know where your billfold is right now?
It's in my pocket.
You sure?
Right here. Why?
Okay. I was just wondering when I'm lifted it. I don't know.
Oh, did she? I don't remember that. I don't remember anything about somebody asking about my money.
Boy, that tequila really hits hard, doesn't it?
I swear I don't have any idea what it was talking about when she asked about money. When I love your response when she asked you for money. Did someone ask me for money?
I don't remember that. No.
Anyway, Axel says, good dreams, man. Edward enjoyed the moments, and John listened to the broadcast, really enjoyed the guests. I'll bet it was better in person. They're wonderful. And Jay, my daughter said, somebody said, boy, I love that Mustang. My daughter said, it's not a Mustang, it's a Shelby Cobra. And she said, oh my God, Father. And anyway, so there we go. So,
your daughter was giving crap.
Daughter was giving crap to the guy called it a Mustang.
Jennifer was all over. Yeah, that's funny.
How funny is that? And they're all saying, yeehaw, those mountain women of Macon are just, I love those girls. They're just so sweet. Anyway, 5:53 already, holy cow. Gen Z women apparently are rejecting trendy breast implants and face fillers. The patients today, the doctors are saying, no, they don't want to look different. They just want to look better. They're not overdoing it anymore. Women are ditching their implants after years and years with them. I know a couple of girls have taken them out. I know several women who have taken them out. One woman said, I took them out. It wasn't about shame. It was just more reclaiming myself. She put them in originally because she looked better. But now it's not as important as it was before. An OnlyFans personality, Sammy Sheen, whoever the daughter of Charlie Sheen, and Denise Richards have both taken out their breast implants. A girl on British Love Island, 26-year-old girl, dissolved her fillers. People are dissolving their lip fillers, saying it's just, it was Botox. So anyway, they're different. They're changing their...
Fortunately, we have reached maybe the end of the Kardashian era, which
I
is
hope.
Destroyed 2 or 3 generations of young women and how they view their body, and the wrapping thing of the big butts and all that stuff.
I was going to say, remember that making your fanny really huge was a major thing, and that people were dying from it.
Yeah.
These clinics would pop up in someone's backyard, filling with Clybrazine or some crappy thing, anyway. And by the way, there was a story the other day about dating. This guy says, dating apps are dead, DMs are creepy, no one approaches people in the wild anymore. So women are saying, we have to do something. So there was a story about women who are actually going to a famous lunch spot, like in Midtown Manhattan someplace, and then stealing the salad looking at the name on an order of salad, stealing the salad, and then looking up the guy's name on the salad, saying, oh, by mistake, I grabbed your salad. Let me make it up to you and buy a new one. And they're doing it so they'll be making dates with guys. Women are saying, why can't guys just come up to us at a bar? Why is it getting to the point? Men, step up or your salad's going to get stolen. Nobody's asking us out. They're not coming up to us and talking to us. Well, no kidding, because they're afraid it's going to be all creeped out. And, the men these days, you've done this to your men. That's why they're not. That's why swiping and phones and things. I mean, you've done that.
Yeah. Next they steal them. Next they're going to be tossing them.
Well, I think we've all been there. And by the way, have you heard about the latest baby names? This woman is all over social media now. She originally wanted an unborn baby. She wanted to change the name, have the name Serena, and then at the last minute decided to call the girl Vasilinia. And someone said, her cousin sent her a picture. You mean like Vaseline, like this? And she said, yeah, I want it to sound like Vasilinia at the end. Nia at the end. And so, at least it's petroleum jelly. It's an innocuous product, but his high school years are going to be awful hard. Is a dude referring to it? The idiot can't get out of this decision. And some of the other names she picked, K-Wylia, Sodomelia, Diarrhea, Regurgitatia. I mean, these are all the horror. This woman is nuts.
I won't not making this up. When I worked at Georgia State, all the files of the new students would come across my desk, and there was a set of twins from Atlanta. One was La Gonorrhea, and the other was La Syphilia.
La Syphilia. Didn't somebody name their kid Pepsodent or something? Oh, and by the way, just very quickly, running out of time, the rumors are it's not the first time, but the rumors are coming up pretty strongly again that Chipper Jones may be the next Braves manager. Now, first of all, we don't know anyone's going anywhere. I mean, but as he officially said,
I think Brian Snitker probably will retire.
I think he'll retire too.
But it's not been said.
No. So again, it's a little premature. But again, now has Chipper officially said no? There's no way I'm going to do that. I can't imagine he would want to be the Braves manager.
In the past, I think he said no. I did not hear what he said this last time though. Yeah. Someone asked him yesterday, and I didn't see it.
I don't know. I mean, that would be different. I can't imagine he would. I don't
want anyone on the staff right now. Walt Weiss has had his chance before. I want somebody new to come in.
Yeah, we need to start over. Maybe kick a little ass or whatever.
I used to think Joe Girardi would be good, but I think he's been out of the game for a little bit here. I don't know.
Yeah. 5:58. Holy cow! One more Flounders Funny. Adios time shortly. What do you got there, Flounder? A little something?
We have an unwritten rule in our society that allows it to function. It's called the let it go rule. Someone cuts you out in traffic, you let it go. All right, you don't follow him home and murder his wife and child in the front lawn, you sociopath. You let it go. Someone gives you bad service, you leave your tip. I used Yelp once. Woman wrote 16 paragraphs because she had a dry blueberry muffin. I get about halfway through this review, I'm going, hey, Marcel Proust, are we still talking about muffins here? Are we into the 4th chapter, Remembrance of All Things Past? Because one of these muffins starts talking about stuff in the first person. I'm out of here. It's breakfast. McDonald's nailed it. Go through the drive-thru. Boom. I was no, that's the point of what breakfast. Oh, Here comes war and peace. They were the best of eggs. They were the worst of eggs. I thought the egg yolks could have been 3 degrees cooler, given the barometric pressure and the fact that it's been a dry fall, considering we're in the middle of a dry... Hey, toast on! Shut the f*** up and eat it! It's a line out front!
That's a line out front. Who's that there, Flounder?
That is Mr. Jimmy Schubert.
I love it. All right, boys. Have a great one. And tomorrow will be Thursday. And then we're almost out of here. Anyway, God bless America. Gotta go and kill me. Give her Pete Flounder, Laura Bryan in the back. Christine, sing me home, baby, because I got to go. You're killing me, and you're going to make it all better. Look out. Herb and Herb.
The Morning Extra, every weekday morning from 6 to 10 on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 10.